We're back here at the Summit with the head coach of your Houston Aeros, Terry Ruskowski. Roscoe, you pulled the goaltender the other night. This time it didn't have anything to do with an injury. What'd you say to Rob Dobson before you sent him in relief of Troy Gamble?
I just looked at him, I gave him the nod, and I said, it's your turn, let's go out there and play a good game for us. And he went in there and did a terrific job for us and played real steady. It's something that you don't want to do as a coach very often is pull your goaltender and have less confidence in him as the game goes on. But I know that I have confidence in Gamble because he's a very qualified goalie, and I know that Dobson is as qualified as he is, and I knew that one would go in there and do a job, and Dobson did a great job when he had his chance.
In baseball, the manager goes out to the hill and says, let me have the ball, and he points to the mound. What does a coach say to a goaltender who's just hit a yank?
Well, I pat him on the back, and I told him that I didn't tell him particularly right then. I don't think he was in the mood to be talked to. But after the game, I talked to him. I said that he was a great addition to this team. He's a great goaltender, and we need him to play a good, solid goalie as the season goes on. A wind-up of the season, anyways. That we're going to have to depend on him in the playoffs and the rest of the season. So come out and come back strong next game.
In football, the backup quarterback is usually the most popular guy in town, but it's safe to say you don't have a quarterback, a goaltender controversy here like quarterbacks, do you?
No, I really don't. No, they're two character guys. They pull for each other, and they support each other, and it's a great situation to be in because there's no animosity between either one of them, and for a coach, that's a great aspect to have because there's no question that if I put one guy in, the other guy supporting it, and that's a good situation to be in. Well, tonight it's Rob Dobson who gets the start. But Troy Gamble will be in the bullpen, right next to his coach, Terry Ruskowski. We'll have more Aeros hockey live from the Summit after this message on Paramount 20.
And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave Peru the rue that night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Well, a very pleasant good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Summit. Adam Gordon along with Barry Warner. The Aeros taking on the Indianapolis Ice, and let's take a look at starting in goal for the Houston Aeros, Rob Dobson. And Dobson's record at 15-2, 3.46 goals against average, 88.8 on his save percentage. Stopped all 22 shots Wednesday against the Fort Wayne Comets. His nemesis across the ice, Joe Bonvie. This is his first start since coming back from a broken hand. He hasn't played much. He's played only 98 minutes as an Indianapolis Ice. 1-1 is his record, 4.89 his goals against average. Terry Ruskowski behind the bench for the Houston Aeros. Wasted no time on Wednesday night to pull Troy Gamble and get Rob Dobson in there, and it earned him a win with, you can see, a pro coaching record of 125, 112, and 22. And then any name with the name of Sutter in hockey, you know it's got to be good, whether it's a coach or a player. And behind the bench for the Indianapolis Ice, Dwayne Sutter. And he is trying to get this club turned around and earning a playoff spot as we get closer to that point of the season. Just a few games remaining. I can't believe we're already in March. Drop of the puck. Ice defend the goal to our left. The Aeros the goal to our right, and here come the Indianapolis Ice. Puck at center ice. Jeff Buchanan fired it into Aero territory. Dobson knocked it down, and we're going to get a fight. We're going to get it 15 seconds into it. Yo, and Buchanan, and they're just throwing blows right at the blue line, and down they go. You know, we saw this about, well, I'd say 4 weeks ago when Milwaukee was in town, when I believe it was Jakes and Dave Mackey that dropped the gloves. They got it out of their system, and then basically there was nothing after that. I think this is something that this is kind of has built up in time. You don't forget, you know, Jeff Buchanan started the year with the Atlanta Knights, and him and Yo have kind of crossed paths before, and they waste no time 15 seconds into it.
Adam, that's an excellent point. These guys are not the fact that they have played before against Yo. That big fight against
Face off in the circle to the right side of Rob Dobson, and we've got Lenny Hackborn, Mario Chitteroni, and Mike Maurice now coming out. And he played 15 seconds into the hockey game. Here is a face-off now between Lenny Hackborn and Steve Dubinsky. Sticks down, dropping the puck, and the ice. They win the draw. They got to go back to center to control. Dean Malcock lobbed it back. It comes right back to Malcock, right wing forward. Sized up by Maurice, chopped it into Arrow territory. Dobson out of the net. Steve Dubinsky pursues Shagarunsky, and now Oleg turns the puck around. Here is Jakes. He'll move it up ice. Jakes to Chitteroni, moves it through the neutral zone. Pass for Shagarunsky. Takes a bump along the boards as Andy McIntyre was there to take him off the play, and now it is Bob Wilkie for Indianapolis. Hugo Belanger up to Steve Dubinsky, lobbed the puck into the Arrow zone. Shagarunsky is back. Oleg's pass to Maurice. Here comes Maurice through the neutral zone. Long pass brought in. Hackborn looming around, but it was knocked down by Ivan Dropa. And they'll say the puck with a high stick, and the faceoff will remain in the Indianapolis zone with a minute gone, and the first no score.
Adam, nothing came of it, but the quick pass by Shagarunsky to Mike Maurice coming up ice could be a harbinger of things to come, with the Arrows wanting to get those defensemen to get that crisp pass right away.
Face off to the right of Joe Bonvie, and here is Mark Freer with Dave Tippett, Vadim Slivchenko, defensively Robinson and Kevin Grant. Freer wins the draw. Puck goes back in Arrow territory. Grant hustles back along the far boards. He'll move behind the net now, set up and move the rush. Grant, long pass up the middle. It came to Slivchenko, trying to move it around to Ivan Dropa. He dropped it back. Slivchenko to Freer, back to Slivchenko, trying to center one. It was knocked away, and the ice will come to center. Now at neutral, Sergei Klimovich across the line, turn around by Tippett, and the Arrows advance it. Freer hits the line right in, a shot and a glove save made by Bonvie. Ivan Dropa behind the net for Indianapolis, had his pocket picked by Freer. Tippett shooting, it was deflected away at the last second. That is Robinson, who drive, and a great glove save made by Bonvie. He'll snatch that from the jaws of the twine and hold on with 18:24 to go in the first, and a scoreless hockey game.
The Arrows doing what they want to do, taking command of the game right away, peppering Bonvie with some shots. 3 different shots in the first save. He looked very unsure. Bonvie, a rangy kid, played last year at Salem State College. As he finds rubber coming to him left and right, Tilly does a good job there. As Joe Bonvie looks like he's going to have his work cut out for him. Got some tall defensemen, but the Arrows coming out right now totally focused.
Face off to the right of Bonvie, and now the puck knocked into the slot. Harkins back to the line. Valamont, Wine shoots, deflected wide of the net by Townshend. Now the ice clear it. Here comes Mike Prokopek across the line, shoots it in after it. Matt Oates, and slugged away by Steve Crowley, or Ted Crowley, his brother is Steve, and he'll shoot the puck down the ice. Back to get it is Indianapolis. They'll touch an icing. The call is Bob Wilkie is back, and they'll bring the face-off into Arrow territory with exactly 2 minutes played in the first, no score.
Malgunas, Harkins, and Graham Townshend. That qualifies as a muscle line. There's no question about that when you've got guys. Malgunas is really an interesting kid. He's the Brian Pellerin clone, except about 20 pounds heavier. And any place he has been in hockey, coaches all say one thing: hardest working kid in the locker room, and he has definitely showed that since coming over. Pete Dineen searching the waiver wires and making that big acquisition. Graham Townshend, though, seems far more comfortable. He's not fighting himself like he was in the early part of the season.
Face off to the right of Dobson. Now in there, Harkins trying to win the draw, and it's controlled by Indianapolis. Bob Wilkie circles at a left point. Wilkie turns, now carries into the slot. It's jammed away, and Townshend able to clear the zone. Back of the ice now. Bob Wilkie, his cross ice pass goes back in Arrow territory. Robinson trying to clear. He's bumped by Prokopek. Now on the boards, they find it out. Malcock trying to push it free. Along the boards, the Arrows finally get it out of there. Here is Harkins through the neutral zone. Harkins for Houston. Wine shoots, scores! Good Harkins with a big drive. Top of the slot. Arrows on the board. It's 1-0.
If it's a Friday night, it must be a goal for Todd Harkins. We can go back and check. But from the very first time that he came, when Pete Dineen made that great trade, Harkins has a proclivity for scoring on Friday nights. The excellent job there is he just winds up and lets it fly. He makes sure that everybody is on sides. as he strides right over the blue line and just lets it whip. And you notice how he had the perfect angle on that as he gets nothing but twine.
Off the face-off now, Tom Tilley plays it for Indianapolis. Roll it ahead for Steve Dubinsky. It goes back in Aero territory. Valamont skating away with a puck. Valamont off the boards. A pass. Chitteroni trying to clear the zone. Chitteroni, he's shouldered by Ivan Dropa, but now it's Maurice. Dodged a check from Andy McIntyre. Now the Ice turn it up ice. Here they come. That's going to be a problem all night. Here's a shot. And it'll go to the near side. Chitteroni will clear it out at center. Back into Indianapolis territory. Dropa cleared it out at center. Belanger trying to get it up ice for Steve Dubinsky. Now back are the Aeros. Here's Carl Valamont in his own zone. Valamont winds a pass for Ted Crowley. Across the line. Shoots! And he lets a bullet go. He knows that his former teammate in Chicago, Todd Harkins, got one like that a moment ago. He tried the same thing, a drive from the right point, but Joe Bonvie there was 16:49 to play in the first. Arrows lead at 1-0.
Joe Bonvie looks like he's going to be in for a very long evening. That was the 5th shot on goal. We played just a little over 3 minutes of play. And Harkins, like Crowley, just has cannon for a shot and excellent accuracy on it also.
Face off to the left of Joe Bonvie. Freer, Tippett, Slivchenko with Robinson and Grant. Robinson got the only assist on the Harkins goal, his 6th as a Houston Aero, but overall, Todd Harkins now has 24 goals. Drop of the puck, and the Aeros have it. Freer quickly lost it, though, and it's turned around by Dean Malcock. Pass it, he brings it up at center and fired it into Houston Aero territory. Back goes Kevin Grant behind the net, booms one along the boards. It'll come back to the line. It was held in by Wilkie, shoveled it back down low to go to the far corner. In after it, here's Sergei Klimovich, lobbed it behind the net, taken away by Freer, tipped it near side as Wilkie and Dave Tippett go at it. Now the puck taken away, Wilkie rolled it down, Klimovich, base of the right circle. Klimovich, he takes a bump from Tippett, and now Robinson takes over. Robinson skates it up the right wing boards. Robinson through the neutral zone, scooped it into Indianapolis territory. Bonvie down, he'll cover up, and he will hold on with 4 minutes gone in the first period, and the Aeros lead at 1-0.
Indianapolis is a team that can score. They've got 5 young forwards who Sutter thinks will all be 20-goal scorers by the end of the year, but their plus-minus ratio was just awful. They're a team that does not do a real good job as far as forechecking is concerned. What they will try to do is go to a 1-2-2 trap sometimes to bog things down in the middle, but Harkins came right up the middle of the ice and just let that blast go past Joe Bonvie.
Face off to the left of Bonvie, and the Aeros making changes. Harkins, Malgunas, Townsend with Jakes and Shagarodsky. And Harkins, who just got his 24th of the year, he'll face off against Matt Oates. Drop of the puck, and the Indianapolis Ice win the draw, but Townsend trying to kick it free. It's finally popped away by Ivan Dropa. Rolled it to Prokopek, but it went off the stick of Townsend. Now Malgunas was fighting after it. He was knocked off the puck. Now it comes to Townsend with a big drive. Block. Shagarodsky. He's got it. Right circle. Shoots. Bonvie stopped it. Rebound off the post from Townsend. And Dropa will clear. Not out. Second effort. Out at center. Matt Oates across the line with Prokopek, shoots, and Dobson a right pad save. Now it is Jakes at center. Jakes trying to turn it up the right side, but the Ice are there to clamp down on it. And here is Bob Kellogg now for Indianapolis. Kellogg over to Ivan Dropa, across the line. Dropa turning, getting set, shoots, blocked in front, loose puck in the Ice back at center. Bob Kellogg off the left side, intercepted by Maurice, hits the line, but Townsend just barely got back as Maurice shot that puck. It was going to be a delayed offsides. He waited, and the puck goes out of play. Let's take time out. 15-20 to go in the first, and the Aeros lead it 1-0. I mean, he did everything else with a paper clip and a bunch of tape. I wonder if he'll have all that with him. Of course, that was his MacGyver. I always wondered if that guy just like had paper clips at all times. Here is Ted Crowley, who lets his shot go, and it comes over to the left side for Maurice, trying to send it behind the net. Now the Ice shovel it along the boards, and here is Andy McIntyre now. McIntyre up and out of his zone, across the Aero line, shoots it in. That was kicked away by the Aero defense. Now Hackborn circles in his own zone, a long pass to the right side for Chitteroni. Give it to Valamont. Now the puck swept free, but it's taken back by Tom Tilley. Tilley for Indianapolis, shot it into Aero territory. It's lugged away by Chitteroni and spanked to center ice. Tom Tilley again at center. He had to push it ahead, but now it's taken back by Indianapolis. But Crowley lowers the boom as he knocks Hugo Belanger down with a shoulder check. And Valamont takes over with a shot. Fired it wide of the net. Hackborn centered it through the skates of Jeff Riccardi. And the puck is out at center. Tilly through the neutral zone, trying to roll it ahead. He tried to find Bogdan Savenko, but it was knocked away. We've got a Savenko for Indianapolis and, of course, a Slivchenko for Houston. Ice have it down. Wilkie pass picked up at center by Savenko. Here is Bogdan Savenko. A pass left side and a shot, and that's whistled wide of the net. Now back into the corner they go for it. Kevin Grant trying to move it along the boards. He had it taken away by Klimovich. Backhander, score! It was knocked in there by Sergei Klimovich, and this hockey game is tied at 1.
Well, the kid from the Soviet Union very quick there in front of the net. Takes the rebound and slices it by Dauber for the 1-1 game. Up until this point in time, the Aeros have totally controlled the flow of the game. He got one defenseman down, and there's no protection for Dauber. The backhander to the short side.
Well, we talked about limiting mistakes.
There's a trip.
Kevin Grant. Well, it wasn't a trip as much as just a good play by Klimovich to knock the stick, knock the puck, and put it into that. That's a good individual effort by Sergei Klimovich. And we talked at the opening about limiting some mistakes. And that one right in front, but Kevin Grant comes back and he puts a big hit on Craig Fisher right off the draw. Now the puck rolled to the near side. It is Dave Tippett. Tippett rolled to center. Freer, he's knocked down by Fisher. Now the ice, bring it across the line, but it was turned around by Freer. Now Freer at center, and we're going to get a penalty on the Indianapolis ice for retaliating here. And as Klimovich touches it, I think this thing got a little physical here as Freer got into it a little bit behind the play, and it was Bob Wilkie that got the stick up. Actually, Freer got it up on Wilkie. He thought it was a little intentional and took a swipe at Freer, and that is where the call is coming, and the Aeros are going to get a power play here with 13:42 to go in the first period, and we're tied at 1.
They send that power play out against the unit that ranks number 10 in the eye, killing off 80.7 of their penalties.
The Aeros power play, we've talked about it at the top, has got to pick it up here a little bit. Even though you look at their last 5 hockey games, it has been a little bit better. But you look at overall 5 games, overall they're only 17.9% on the power play. That's 5 goals on 28 opportunities. Now the Aeros on the power play for the first time tonight. Dave Tippett in his own zone, lugs it back to Shagarovsky. He'll turn behind the net, start the rush from right to left. 13.5 to go in the first. Power play down to 149. Shagarovsky across the line. Shagarovsky tipped it into the corner. Harkins in after it. Rolled it to the far side for Mark Freer. Base of the right circle. Now looking for the pass. Reversed it for Slivchenko in the corner. Chopped it over to Harkins. He'll bank it back to the line. Tippett getting set to Shagarovsky. Good puck movement here on the early going power play. Shagarovsky, quick shot, blocked in front by Dean Malcock. Now on the board, Slivchenko back to the line for Shagarovsky. Wide, shoots right on. Bonvie the save, the rebound. Batted along. Here is Freer. Tossed it in the corner for Harkins. Back to Freer to the line. Tippett left side, lost the puck. It comes out at center. We played 7 minutes in the first. 1-1 hockey game. Slivchenko trying to get by Malcock. Cuts it over to Freer. And I don't know if he saw the pass, but it was kicked away by Bonvie. Harkins has it for Houston to Tippett. Back to Harkins. Hash marks left side for Tippett again. 2-man game along the boards. It's Harkins getting set. Winds. Shoots. Oh, crank that just off the side of the net. We're going to get another penalty on Indianapolis. So the Aeros are going to get a 2-man advantage as Dobson comes to the bench. Extra attacker for Houston. Freer centered. Harkins right in. Oh, he kicked it wide. Now the puck controlled, and the Aeros are going to get a 2-man advantage when we return. 1-1 score here, and we'll be right back. Face-off now. The Indianapolis Ice down 2 men. As a penalty now up to Dean Malcock. Aeros 5-on-3 for 35 seconds. Tippett worked it down low for Crowley to Tippett, top of the left circle. Now down a centering pass. Freer fanned on it, and it was cleared by Indianapolis. Going to go back into Aero territory with 8 minutes played here in the first period. 1-1 game, 2-man advantage to 20 seconds now. Crowley quickly up for Tippett. Aeros have to act quickly to get advantage of the 2-man advantage. Tippett skates by the check of Tom Tilley, cutting down. Now behind the net. Tippett still with the puck. Tippett still with it. Now Crowley, one-time shot, blasted it just wide. Now it is Crowley again, making Harkins rather. Harkins, top of the slot, rolled it over Slivchenko, getting set, right in! Great glove save by Bonvie. Puck back, so is one player for Indianapolis. Tippett shoots! Oh, that hit Bonvie. Now the puck over to Crowley. First power play over now. A minute 8 in a 5-on-4 situation to Dean Malcock. Down low, here's a centering pass. Oh, couldn't quite get to Harkins, and the Ice are there to clear it down. Quickly, Dobson swinging at center. After it, it is Slipchenko. Vadim cutting along the boards, now behind the net. He centered it, but it came right in front to Matt Oates, and he'll clear it right back down the ice. A minute 10 to go. Make it 11-10 to go here in the first. 44 seconds on the power play, and the ice, and the Aeros knotted at one. Here come the Aeros from right to left. Valimont trying to catch up to a pass, couldn't, and it's back down into Houston Aero territory. Out of the net, Rob Dobson over to Chitteroni, moving up the right side at center. Chitteroni trying to get it through the check. He got it up for Maurice. He'll shoot it into Indianapolis territory. Out of the net, Bonvie slows, and now the ice trying to clear. Buchanan swept it to the line, not out. Held in Shargorodsky. Backhanded pass in front. Bonvie stopped it, and play halted as Wilkie gives Hackborn a little two-hander from behind, and everybody keeping their cool here. We've got 10:41 to go in this first period. We're tied at 1, 17 seconds remaining in the minor to Dean Malcock.
Interesting what Terry Ruskowski did there. He had two centers on that power play, is Freer and Harkins. Why Harkins? Well, one, he's got the size, so he's tough to move out if you play him in front and put Freer behind the net. Number two, he's got that cannon for a shot, and along with Crowley, who let a blazer go, the two guys that came to the Aeros in that huge trade that has been the talk of the IHL that Pete Deneen pulled off with Chicago.
Face off to the left of Joe Bonvie. Maurice Chitteroni and Hackborn with Shargorodsky and Kevin Grant. Aeros win the draw. Shargorodsky shot right on. Bonvie stopped the rebound. Score! Mike Maurice finally gobbled up a rebound. Got it in there, and the Aeros take a 2-1 lead. A power play goal.
Oleg letting the shot go, and that's exactly what you want. You want to have that man camp out in front. Be opportunistic. You've got that man advantage, and the power play starts from that blue line. Oleg Shargorodsky with a low shot, and Mike Maurice, as he just lets it go from the blaze. It was partially deflected, and Mo controlling the puck as he moves from right to left and puts it by for his third goal in 2 games.
Goal comes at 9:25. Mike Maurice, the power play goal, and now Maurice has goal number 16 on the year. Shargorodsky will get an assist. Off the face-off, Indianapolis turned it up, but it's back to the Aero blue line. Kevin Grant, he's out there defensively with Rob Robinson. Puck shot into Indianapolis territory. Out of the net, Bonvie. Flipped it along the boards, knocked down by Hackborn, but it's taken away by Hugo Belanger. And it's stripped by Hackborn. It's controlled, though, by Indianapolis. Now Chitteroni, get it up to Hackborn, cutting into the zone. Couldn't find anybody to pass to. Ivan Dropa trying to clear it. Chitteroni was there to wreak a little havoc, but now the Aeros back at center. Kevin Grant shoots it into Indianapolis territory. Savenko turned it around, and now it's Sergei Klimovich. Brings it into Aero territory. Klimovich was knocked off the puck. Robinson cleared it out of his zone, and the Indianapolis Ice are back in their own end. Here come the Ice. Jeff Buchanan. Buchanan right side across the line, shoots the puck in. Now along the boards, Kevin Grant getting set. Grant lobbed it high in the air, and it'll go back at center. Now Indianapolis banked it off the boards. It was loose at center ice. Aeros turn it around. Townsend to Yo. Overskated the puck, and now Indianapolis takes over. Steve Dubinsky across the line, looking down the right side for a breaking Andy McIntyre. Dobson came out of the net and slowed it. Now McIntyre in the corner, bumped by Valimont. Ice have it top of the slot. Here is Jeff Buchanan. Roll it to the near side. Belanger, a centering pass, just skipping by Dubinsky, and the Aeros take it over. Here is Townsend, chipped it high in the air to go into Indianapolis territory. Aeros make a partial line change. Ice are back in their own zone. Hugo Belanger in behind his net. Roll the pass for Dean Malcock. Now up the right side, Dubinsky, bumped by Tippett. Dubinsky trying to roll it into Aero territory, cleared by Valimont, and the Ice are back. Wilkie in his own zone, rolled it right side for Bob Kellogg. He moves it out at center, and it's Pomicter at center. Mike Pomicter rolled it ahead. Ice, Matt Oates knocked off the puck. Play going on. Ice thought it should have been a penalty. Now the Aeros shoot it down. This will be icing as the Indianapolis Ice are there. 8:31 left in the first. 2-1 Aeros, and we'll be back after this. Hey, calling all new recruits. The Houston Aeros want you for a group outing. Just bring a group of 20 or more friends and you'll receive a discount on tickets, a welcome at the game, merchandise discounts, and a chance to win great prizes 2 times a year in our group sweepstakes. You can also bring a group of 42 people to the game on the Aero bus. For more information, please call 627-AERO. That's 627-AERO. Join the Aero Force. It's the American way. And a face-off the Aero way. To the right side of Aero netminder Rob Dobson. And a 2-1 hockey game. The Arrows lead it. Maurice and Harkins for Houston. Sergei Klimovich for Indianapolis. Face-off controlled by Houston. Shargorodski headed behind the net, then saw the detour sign in the name of Mike Prokopek and went the other way and got it out at center. Tippett fired it into Indianapolis territory, out of the net. Bonvie slowed it. Kellogg behind the cage, had it almost stripped by Freer. In fact, it was, and Slivchenko's got it. Slivchenko right side, rolled it a center, he passed right on it. Bonvie down to make the stick save. Now the corner, here is Tippett trying to move it along the boards. He's bumped by Wilkie, going skate to skate in the corner. Now in there, Freer trying to fish it out as well. Tippett getting muscled in there pretty good, as Wilkie giving Tippett all he can handle. And now the puck comes to center. Here come the ice now. Bob Kellogg across the line, wide, shoots wide of the net. Now the puck swept right in, but the Arrows are back. Freer trying to clear this. It's picked up by Freer. He is locked up along the boards by Matt Oates, and we get a whistle as play is halted with 7:39 to go in the first period, and the Arrows lead it 2-1.
Shargorodski played that without his stick. Knocked out of his hands, and simply went and tried to use his knee and get some muscle as Wilkie that basically really works over Dave Tippett.
7:39 to go in the first period. The Arrows lead it by a score of 2-1, and a face-off to the right side of Rob Dobson. Hackborn with Maurice and Chitteroni. Robinson and Grant defensively. In there for Indianapolis, Sergei Klimovich. He's got the Indy goal. Drop of the puck, and the Arrows have it. Robinson lugs it behind the net for Kevin Grant. Grant now moves it up ice. Grant through the neutral zone. Gently rolled it into Indianapolis territory. It skips down to Joe Bonvie. He comes out of the net trying to find a way to play it, and he gets it out himself. All the way down the ice it goes. 7:20 to go in the first. Arrows lead it 2-1. Pass out the right side. Grant move it to center for Mike Maurice. He'll hit the line with Hackborn. Hackborn in alone. Score! What a goal by Lenny Hackborn. What a pass from Mike Maurice, and the Arrows take a 3-1 lead.
Excellent job of teamwork there as once again Mike Maurice, who was on fire, doing it this time with some playmaking, and Lenny Hackborn shows his patience as he got the puck, a little head fake, and then let it rip. Hackborn with a very deceiving shot as he gets the control of the puck, shooting off that front foot, and it goes by number 30, Joe Bonvie, for a 3-1 Arrow lead. All this was 7:12 to go.
12th goal of the year for Lenny Hackborn. So he's got a goal and an assist, as does Mike Maurice, in a face-off at center ice. Maurice making that nice pass to Lenny Hackborn will get an assist. Now Sergei Klimovich for Indianapolis. Roll the puck in Arrow territory. Rally back behind the net for Houston. He'll start it up ice. 7 minutes to go in the first. What a start for Houston, leading it 3-1. Now the puck along the boards. It rolls to center all the way down the ice. They say no icing, though, and Joe Bonvie out of the net. Now back are the Indianapolis ice. Chipped along the boards for Malcock. Scooped away by Townsend. He's bumped down by Malcock. Now Harkins back to the line. Crowley's got it to Harkins. Tried to center one. A little gentle pass that was picked away by Bonvie. Having a little trouble trying to decide what to do with it. Are you going to... Are you going to roll the dice, or are you going to pass it off? What are you going to do, baby? And his defensive partner came up there and said, hey, I'll take the puck for you. Down behind the net, Harkins to Yo. He takes a bump from Buchanan, clear to the line. It's out at center. And the ice are back on the left side. Here is Sergei Klimovich bringing it across the line. He's bumped by Crowley, and down to the ice he goes. Crowley takes the puck and shoots it down into Indianapolis territory. They will call icing on Crowley, but a nice hit by Ted Crowley with 6:09 to go in the first period, and the Arrows lead it by a score of 3-1.
That was the second big hit on this shift by Ted Crowley, former U.S. Olympic player at Boston College. This is totally legal. He does not take the 3 steps. He takes within 3. If you take one more than that, it's charging, and just nails him completely, just lifting him from the upper part of the body. Hockey, a game where the defensemen play almost like linebackers in football. They've got that dual responsibility, going forward as if they're rushing a passer and coming back to help out in the defense, and Crowley putting that body into it.
After the icing call, faceoff comes back into the Arrow zone. A faceoff to the right of Rob Dobson. Off the draw, Aeros Slivchenko trying to clear. Cannot. Back is Dubinsky along the boards. Freer works him over. Now the puck along the left side, and it's controlled by Hugo Belanger. Belanger had it stripped away and comes back to center. 6 minutes to go here in the first. Aeros lead it 3-1. Puck along the left wing boards. Shagarodsky's pass comes over to Freer. Mark Freer around the neutral zone, but taken away by Kellogg, and now Dubinsky. A pass ahead, intercepted by Jakes. That play is offsides, and they'll bring the face-off back out to center ice. When we return, 3-1 Aeros will be back. Welcome back to the Summit. Adam Gordon along with Barry Warner. 5:44 to go here in the first period. The Aeros leading it by a score of 3-1. And you know, you look at those Oshman's game plan here in the early going, and right now they're kind of following it to a T, Barry.
No question. They've limited the mistakes, had excellent passing. They've taken the lead, they've added to it, and they definitely have utilized the power play to their advantage with that Maurice goal.
Shots are really close. 15-3 in favor of the Houston Aeros. At center now, Dubinsky trying to roll the puck ahead. It's taken away by the Aeros, and now it is Kevin Grant. Grant up for Freer. Handed over to Slivchenko across the line. 3-on-2. Tippett turns to Freer right in. Score! I don't think he drew that on the chalkboard quite that way, but it counts 4-1 Houston.
And when we take a look at the replay, you will marvel about the man that Adam introduced in our open, Mark Freer. That is a long overdue smile for Freersy, who was big the other night with 3 assists. You knew it was only a matter of time, but the speed of Slivchenko, and watch the job done by Dave Tippett as he goes behind the plate and puts it right on the stick of the magician, Mark Freer, who wills the puck underneath the pad of Bondi and in for his fourth goal that he has given up.
That look on his face, priceless. Aeros lead at 4-1. Now here come the Aeros again. Shagarodsky across the line. Shagarodsky trying to move up. It's knocked away by the ice and clears. Here comes Matt Oates at center across the arrow line. Pulls up, dropped it back from Mike Prokopek. Prokopek along the boards. Now Paul McTurr trying to move it into the corner. Paul McTurr, right wing boards. Paul McTurr with a puck, rolled it left side. Here's Ivan Dropa trying to get a shot away. It was a weak one that Chitteroni kicked free. Now it is Mike Maurice. Give it over to Lenny Hackborn. He'll turn in his own zone and gave the puck away to Prokopek. His pass centered, but it dribbles over to the near side. Hackborn fighting for it, can't clear it. Tom Tilley held the right point. Back for Oates. Oates wheeling right in, shoots, and that was blocked, and the Aeros come to center, 2-on-2. Maurice weaving at center, hits the line, but Tilley was there to knock it free. 4-1 Houston. Now back into Houston Aero territory. Here is Carl Valamont, moves it right to left. Pass comes back, Crowley. Crowley rolled it out at center, knocked free by Buchanan, and now it's picked up by Valamont. And Valamont trying to turn it up, but Sergei Klimovich is there for Indianapolis. Shoot it into Aero territory. Back goes Crowley in the corner. Crowley rolled it along the boards. Far side, Townsend blasts it away, and it comes all the way out at center. Now Jeff Buchanan for Indianapolis at his own blue line. Banked it off the boards. He had it stripped by Crowley. Townsend trying to turn it around, but he's got Jeff Buchanan all over his case, like his mother's trying to tell him to do homework, and he won't, but they get a whistle. With 3:57 to go in this first period, and the Aeros leading it by a score of 4-1.
We're going to be speaking with Dave Tippett between intermissions, and I hope we have an opportunity to see that goal once again, because I just thought that the job that he did in holding on to the puck and then waiting for Slivy to drive to the net to occupy the goaltender set the stage for that pass, and Mark Freer just walked in, dipsy-doodle, and Adam, like you said, that smile said 1,000 words.
Now off the face-off, Ted Crowley. Give it over to that's Valamont. Valamont in behind the net, over to Crowley, move it up the right side. A pass for Harkins. He'll move it out at center, trying to move it through the defensive D. Malcock. It went back in Aero territory. Was pushed in there, though, by Bogdan Savenko, but Dobson was there to steer it aside. Down the corner, Harkins doing skate to skate in the corner with Klimovich. It comes to the near side, and the Aeros turn it around. Couldn't clear. Crowley had a little trouble with it. Was chopped away by Klimovich. That's twice he's gotten that stick of his on there to knock pucks away from Aero D. First time that happened, it happened to Kevin Grant and resulted in an Indianapolis goal. But the Aeros lead it 4-1 here with 3:17 to go in the first. Puck in Aero territory. Out of the net, Rob Dobson. Handed to Valamont, and up to the ice he'll come. Valamont, quick pass right side for Townsend. Chipped it into Indianapolis territory, but Bob Kellogg is back in his own zone. Kellogg to the near side, chipped it to center. Now Freer in there. Tippett trying to lug it away, and back of the ice. Bob Wilkie at at center. Roll the pass ahead for Matt Oates. Shoot it into Houston Aero territory. Freer in after it along with Robinson. Robinson is there. He's bumped along the boards by Oates. Ice have it now. Here is Pommichter. Right point now. Trying to circle in there. It was bumped away by Kevin Grant. And now the Aeros come up ice. Here's Freer. Long lead pass. Just missing Slivchenko. But Vadin caught up to it. Right in. And a great poke check by Bonvy. Another drive. Oh, and another marvelous save there by Bonvy. Oh, man. Somebody call your local golf pro. The Aeros are teeing up on Indianapolis right now. And I don't think they've got a tee time, Barry.
Slivy had that great speed as he came in and put the shot on, and then Mark Freer lets that blast go. And Slivchenko just has wonderful separation and acceleration. The poke check is made. It goes right out to Freer, who makes the goalie Bonvy do the split.
I think one of the officers has just pulled Vadim aside and given him a ticket for speeding. I think, wow. I mean, that puck looked way out of his reach. It's almost like Freer knew something. Let's just get it around him and see if he can catch up to it. I mean, you know, the thing is the defenseman back on that Bob Wilkie showing respect, saying, okay, what do I do? This guy's got a lot of speed. And he caught up to him. Shagarovsky, a shot just going wide of the net. Now the puck comes behind. Here is Hackborn trying to move it along the board. Skate to skate in there. Chitteroni digs it out. Center, release, one-time shot. Fan on it. Comes back at center. Now Shagarovsky left side. Shoot it into Indianapolis territory. Back is Tom Tilley. Tilley, who was originally a draft pick with Tampa Bay, along with Jeff Buchanan, fellow defenseman. They started the year and played in Atlanta, and then, of course, the trade as they come to the Chicago Blackhawks from Tampa Bay. That means they come from Atlanta right here. That sent Paul Eisebart from Detroit over to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Shagarovsky now. Pass goes into Aero territory, or Indianapolis territory. Tom Tilley goes back behind the net with 1:50 to go in the first. Now to Savenko. Cleared out at center for Indianapolis, but the Aeros turn it around. Chitteroni banked it into Indy's zone, and now Tom Tilley is back. 1:39 left in the first, and the Aeros lead it 4-1. Now the puck at center, picked up by Townsend, but taken back by Ivan Dropak. And now Matt Oates again for Indianapolis. Across the line, big drive, deflected way up, back, out of play. It's a souvenir, and they will hold on. The fans will. Well, the Aeros are going to go on the road here for a little bit, but they'll be back home next week. Friday night, right here at the Summit. In fact, back-to-back games, Friday and Saturday. The Aeros taking on the Kansas City Blades, and we look forward to seeing you out here. Of course, get your tickets. You can stop by any Ticketmaster outlet, the Summit box office, the Aerodrome, or if you have any questions regarding Aero tickets, give them a call at 627-AERO. Face-off in Houston Aero territory. Harkins out there with Yo and Townsend. Aeros win it, and Townsend sweeps it, trying to get away from the check of Pommichter, and he does. Townsend right side. Malcock's there to ride him off the puck, though. Now back behind the net. Townsend staying tough with it. Graeme Townsend chipped it down. Here is Yo. Yo cutting in. Centered, but Townsend couldn't catch up to it. Pommichter turns, lugged it out at center, and back for the Aeros. Crowley hit neutralized. Pass missing Yo. He was retreating. Puck went forward. Back in Indianapolis territory and goes. Buchanan cleared it. We're down to the final minute in the first. Aeros lead it 4-1. Valamont cleared it back into Indy's zone, but Pommichter takes over. He's scraped along the boards by Kevin Malgunas, and back go the Houston Aeros. Todd Harkins pass. Valamont work it up the right side for Ted Crowley. Right to left he comes. Springs Tippett. Brady that goal! Oh, what a save! Rebound, score! Mark Freer! Second goal of the period. Second goal of the game. And the Aeros lead it 5-1.
Two words describe that: jubilation and teamwork. Jubilation for every guy who wears the Aeros sweater for number 22, Mark Freer. It has been a long, long time between two-goal performances for Mark Freer, and Dave Tippett does a great job of stick handling, and Bonvy makes the nice save there somehow, some way, but opportunistic Mark Freer is there and goes top shelf with a flopping Bonvy.
Now it is Robinson along the boards at center. 5-1 Houston. And out is Sergei Klimovich. Roll the puck at center. Picked up by Kevin Grant. Now springs Freer on the right side. Freer right in, but it was jabbed away by the Indianapolis ice, and it's cleared at center. Now Tilley in a battle with Freer. 10 seconds to go in the period. And I'll tell you what, the Aeros have come out of fire here. Lead it 5-1. Robinson near side. Get it to center for Dave Tippett. He's locked up by Sergei Klimovich as the buzzer sounds, ending a wild first period for the Houston Aeros. What a period for Houston. 5 5 goals. They lead at 5-1, and I'll tell you what, I'm sure Terry Ruskowski will remind them that turnabout is fair play. If you go back to Wednesday night, and the Aeros come back on Fort Wayne. I'm next to chat with the player assistant coach of the Aeros, Dave Tippett, and we'll be back. 5-1 Houston. Welcome back to the Summit, everybody. Adam Gordon along with Barry Warner. Gee, not much to talk about there in that period, huh? 5-1 Houston.
We could use about a 25-minute intermission to talk about everything and go over the highlights. What an exciting period of hockey as the Aeros totally dominated and stuck to the Oshman's game plan.
Well, player assistant coach Dave Tippett standing by. I don't know what you told the boys, Mr. Tippett, but what a period you guys had.
Well, it's one of those situations where the puck's going in the net for us tonight. You know, we've had a couple other games where it seemed like we played as well, but the puck's not going in the net. But it's nice to get 5 goals in the first period and get ourselves a lead. But this will be a test for us. This is a team that doesn't give up, and it'll be a hard-fought battle from here on in.
Dave, 2 quick questions. One, does the total jubilation and the importance for this team to see Mark Freer score not 1 but 2 goals? And number 2, that first goal, that assist that you made, was that just one of those things that happens with teamwork where you know exactly where that winger, in this case, where he comes as a wing from the opposite side to receive the puck from you?
Well, first of all, Fergie is, you know, he hasn't been putting the puck in the net like he was earlier in the year, but he's a great all-around player, and he contributes a lot more than just putting the puck in the net. With the makeup of our team, we rely on him to score a little more, but he does a lot of other things that make up for when he's not putting the puck in the net. And on the goal, I mean, Mark Freer, a typical goal scorer, he'll find the hole to be in. And that was a case where Slivy just drove to the net, took the other defenseman with him, and Mark was standing right in the hole, and nobody else around him, and I was fortunate enough to give him the puck, and he made a good play to get the goal.
Dave, how's the hand?
It's still a little tender at times, but we're in the home stretch here, and we're battling for every point we can get, so we'll just have to live with it for the next little while here.
Dave, how important is it for you to have your good buddy, the other assistant coach, Scott Arniel, back wearing his jersey?
Well, you know, we obviously want him back as soon as we can. He's a big part of our hockey team and one of our offensive leaders, and not just on the ice but off the ice. But he's coming along pretty good. I think he's made some progress the last couple of days, so hopefully he'll be back not too long here.
Thank you very much, Dave. Player assistant coach Dave Tippett joining us here in the first period intermission. What a period. The Aeros lead it by a score of 5-1, and we'll have more from the Summit right after this. Welcome back to the Summit, everybody. I'm Adam Gordon. What a first period of action. The Aeros leading by a score of 5-1, and let's take a look at the first period scoring summary. It's brought to you by Columbia HCA Healthcare Corporation. Well, the Aeros got on the board first. Todd Harkins got his 6th goal as an Aero, 24th of the year. At 2:27, Rob Robinson got the only assist, but the ice came back. Kevin Grant had a little trouble getting the puck out of his zone, and Sergei Klimovich knocked it away, put it into the net behind Rob Dobson, got his 14th of the year at 5:55. That was obviously an assisted goal. We were tied at 1, but open up the floodgates, baby. Here come the Aeros. Mike Maurice, 16th of the year at 9:25, gave the Aeros a 2-1 lead. Lenny Hackborn and Oleg Shagorodsky getting the assist. 3-1 Houston then, as Lenny Hackborn took a nice pass from Mike Maurice. Hackborn is 12th at 12:48. Maurice and Grant getting the assist. Aeros made it 4-1 as Mark Freer got his 28th goal of the year at 14:35. Our first intermission guest, Dave Tippett, got an assist along with Vadim Slivchenko. And then just when you thought Freer was done, we got lovely parting gifts for you. Freer gets his 2nd of the night, 29th of the year. Tippett and Crowley getting the assist with only 35 seconds remaining in that first period. Rob Dobson, I don't have the official shots on goal yet, but I don't think he faced maybe more than 5 shots from the Indianapolis ice in that period. Well, I want to take you back a week ago or so. The Las Vegas Thunder were here, and they handed the Aeros a loss that was somewhat tainted because in the second period intermission, several stick checks were placed on the Aeros. I believe Todd Harkins and Troy Gamble. So let's go down to Barry Warner, who's going to talk a little bit about stick measurements. Barry?
Thanks, Adam. As you remember, the last time we did the game on Paramount 20, it was marred by a controversy. The illegal stick caper. Goaltender Troy Gamble, and then center Todd Harkins. We have the hockey gauge, which is a stick measuring device authorized by the National Hockey League and all other hockey leagues. And Troy, how does this work, and how does a nice guy like you get caught for having an illegal stick?
I got to pass the buck. It was my stick manufacturer. They made them a little too thick, and you can tell right here on this stick that the gauge will not go through. Now, that's a bad stick. My sticks are not like that anymore. I got to shave them down now. So now the stick will go all the way through so that it's a legal stick. And I knew about it, and I just got caught, basically.
Is that the first time that's ever happened to you?
Well, yeah, it's the first time ever. Usually goalies never ever get measured, and what happened was I knew it, and now I have to shave down all my sticks just like all the other guys, which is a pain in the butt, but I have to do that for right now, and then on Tuesday they're sending me new sticks so that I don't have to do that anymore.
All right, guys like Graeme Townshend and Mike Maurice, are they hockey players? Are they trying to work on home improvement? Are you trying to work for a second career or what, Graeme?
I think so. I think if you need anybody to work on sticks for you in the future, you can just come and call me. I do a lot of work on mine before games on the handle and stuff like that, and just to get a better feel for the puck and things like that out there.
Graeme, do you paint your stick black like Mike Maurice does in an effort to kind of shade the puck and make it all be one piece?
That's a theory. I'm not sure if it works or not, but I need all the help I can get.
All right, you're working right now. Can you show us exactly what the situation is so you won't get caught like Todd Harkins did?
Well, for the player's stick, the stick has to pass freely past this curved section there. If it gets stuck, then the stick's illegal. And there's also the curve of the stick too that you got to be careful of, and that's measured from the heel to the toe. And this part of the gauge here has to pass and touch the whole blade, right along the blade, the bottom of the blade. If it doesn't, then it's an illegal curve.
Well, thanks for your time, and we'll go back upstairs to the voice, Adam Gordon.
Thank you, Barry. Thanks, guys. 5-1. The Houston Aeros lead it here in the first period intermission, and we'll have more from the Summit right after this. We'll go back to the Summit. Adam Gordon with you. 5-1 in favor of the Houston Aeros. What a great first period, and we'll take a look at the highlights and show you a couple of the goals, how it happened. And the Aeros, well, they made it a 4-1 hockey game, or make that 3-1 hockey game on that nice pass from Mike Maurice to Len Hackborn, 5-hole on Joe Bonvie. And the Aeros, they were rolling, and they would make it 4-1 on Mark Freer's goal. Watch Tippett, great pass over to Freer. Wait, I'm not so sure that's what he wanted, but he tucked it under there, and he made sure it was in there, and the Aeros were up 4-1. You like 5-1? All right, watch Tippett. Is it gonna go? He makes the move, waits. Is it in? No, but Freer says this one is in as he tees it up from between the circles, top shelf, and I think he cracked the jar of Van Elma's pickles there, and he gave the Aeros a 5-1 lead after a period of play. Let's take a look at tonight's first period stats, and they're sponsored by Billy Blues Barbecue. The Aeros, 20 shots to 4. Wow. Dobson making 3 out of 4 stops. 15 out of 20 shots stopped by Joe Bonvie. 3 penalties for the Indianapolis Ice for 9 minutes, while the Aeros had the 1 Yo major. That was it. No power play for Indianapolis. The Aeros are 1 for 2 on the man advantage. A wild first period, could be just as wild when we get to the second period. Aeros lead at 5-1, and we'll have the second period of action for you next, right after this. Welcome back to the Summit, everybody. Adam Gordon along with Barry Warner. It is a 5-1 hockey game. The Aeros lead it after 20 minutes of action. A 5-goal outburst. And tonight, at this point, it seems as if the Aeros have put the two together that they've been looking for. Good explosive offense coupled with solid defense. You know, the one thing is from the Indianapolis side of things, they were very sloppy. I can't remember how many times I've seen outnumber rushes tonight. Aeros a lot of 3-on-2s, 3-on-1s, 2-on-1s, and the Aeros took advantage of it in that first period.
Adam, 2 guys without a point. Townshend and Crowley have been outstanding as far as throwing their body around.
Off the face-off now. Here comes Mario Chitteroni across the line. Now here is Maurice. Went without the puck, as of course is expected. Goaltender change for Indianapolis. Chris Rogel starts in the pipes for the Ice. After giving up 5 goals, Joe Bonvie's night appears to be over. Now the Ice in their own zone. Roll the puck to the near side. Here is Matt Oates. Roll it near side. Pomicter down the left side. Takes a check from Crowley. Goes to Matt Oates. Shot blocked. Vallimont. Another shot goes just wide, and the Aeros turn it up ice, but Hackborn went without the puck. Now Ted Crowley through the neutral zone. A pass just missing Vallimont, and the Ice are back. Here is Bob Kellogg. Rolled it back into the Aeros zone. We played 45 seconds of action here in the second. Aeros lead it 5-1. Now Maurice across the line with Freer. Maurice cutting in. A centering pass just missing Freer. And then the Indianapolis net becomes dislodged and play is whistled down. The Aeros lead it by a score of 5-1. And as we said, in goal now, it is Chris Rogels, a record of 11-18-2. 3.67 goals against average, 88.3 on the save percentage. So he will replace Joe Bonvie, who was lit up for 5 in the first period.
Goaltenders are products of the United States. This kid is out of St. Louis. He, Dubinsky, and Belanger played at Clarkson together. Very quick, but like a lot of the French goaltenders, goes down a great deal.
Face off to the left of Rogels. And it is Harkins with Malgunas and Townshend with Robinson and Graeme. Now, off the face-off. The Ice have got it. Near side. And they'll roll it out at center. Here come the Indianapolis Ice. Jeff Buchanan shot it into Aero territory. Back after it. It's Wilkie. Slipped it down behind the Aero net. Klimovich to have a look at it. Make it Savenko now, who tried to center it, but Harkins was there to work it away. And now it is picked up by Robinson. He'll circle back into his own zone. 18:38 to go here in the second period. A 5-1 hockey game. Townshend trying to loop it ahead. That was batted down by Buchanan. Now the Ice in across the Aero line. Here is Buchanan. Had it taken away by Townshend. He'll shoot it down the ice. No icing. It's waved off, and Bob Kellogg is back. Kellogg, he'll bring it up. A pass picked up by Jeff Riccardi. Riccardi shoots it into the Aero zone. Oh, got by Dobson. And how in the world does he stop a wide open net from Andy McIntyre? Wow! He couldn't get to the puck. McIntyre had a wide open cage, but the Lion was there to cover it up. Now the puck turned in front, but the Ice are there, and it's shoveled to the line. Jake's held it in. He's bumped along the boards by Belanger. Now the Ice turn it around across the line. McIntyre centered one. That's blocked by Tippett and jammed out at center. Oh, this was close to being a 5-2 hockey game, but Dobson saved the day. Now a quick shot, score! Steve Dubinsky surprising Dobson with a backhander, and it's 5-2 now. Houston leads it.
Well, Jakes was on Dubinsky, but the scouting report on Dubinsky, very, very shifty. He shoots from funny angles. As we look at the replay, we should see number 3 all over Dubinsky. He comes in there, tries to slice it off, but a nice job done by Dubinsky, who makes it a 5-2 game.
Face off at center. You know, we talked about it coming out of the end of the first period about going in that, hey, it's no different tonight than it was against Fort Wayne. It's 5-2 right now. You've got a new goalie in that's probably got the same attitude that Rob Dobson had is, hey, I've got nothing to lose. I'm going to come in here and stand on my lips, which he hasn't had to do yet. But Indianapolis has come out in this second period and taken it to the Aeros here in the early going, and they get the first goal this period, now trail 5-2. Now Belanger rolled it near side. Dubinsky blasted it into Aero territory. Maurice kicked it down for Shagaransky. Now Oleg behind the net. Oleg with a puck. He'll turn to the near side. Had it jabbed away by Belanger. Belanger shouldering in there with Shagaransky. Oleg a little careless with it on the boards there. And finally Indianapolis clears it. Or Shagaransky clears it. Indianapolis goes back. Now the puck near side. McIntyre clear to the line. Not out. Held in by Jakes. Jams it down but picked away, and the Ice come up ice. Here comes Matt Oates across the Aero line. Oates cutting in. Got by Shagaransky. Cuts behind the net. Can't get a centering pass. Now back to the line. Dropa winds. Shoots. Stops in a right pad save. Kicked out of there. And it's worked by Maurice. Clear to the line. Not out. Dropa held it in. Dropa pass for Oates. Too far. Picked away by Shagaransky. He'll skate behind the net. 16:45 to go in the second period. A 5-2 hockey game. Aeros lead it. Shagaransky now. He'll move it through the neutral zone. A pass for Jake. Had it popped away by Matt Oates, and now the Ice are back on top of the puck. Tom Tilley across the line. Handed over Pomactor. He's drilled. And then Oates lets his shot go. That goes up and out of play. 3.5 gone in the second period, and the Aeros lead at 5-2. But Indianapolis coming up with a lot of intensity. They have all the pressure right now going at the Aeros.
Adam, we saw there Oleg Shagaransky throw the body and say, what's the big deal about that? That's what defensemen are supposed to do. True. But Oleg, as is the case with a lot of the players from the Soviet Union, known more for their finesse, their stick work, and their speed than for throwing the body. And Oleg put the shoulder into the black-shirted Indianapolis player, and that helps send the puck way wide and upstairs.
Face off to the left of Rob Dobson. Harkins to take the draw against Sergei Klimovich. He's out there with Riccardi and also Bogdan Savenko. Drop of the puck. And the Aeros get it out at center. Here is Todd Harkins trying to move it through Tom Tilley. Now back is Savenko. Savenko in his own zone. Worked it along the boards. It'll come back in front, but it's jumped on by Riccardi. Riccardi sweeps it out at center. Dropa overskated it. Had to go back to get it. Dropa brought over to Savenko. His drive wide. Puck came out in front of shot, and Dobson got the save on that one as Riccardi got by Kevin Grant, and the shot was on. Now Townsend right side trying to get by Klimovich. Townsend muscling along the boards. Klimovich staying with him, and Yo comes in and puts the body into the corner. Now skate to skate in the corner to the left of Chris Rogels. The drive by Harkins and an outstretched right pad toe save by Rogels. Now the ice, bring it up through the neutral zone. It is Klimovich across the line. Roll it over left side. Riccardi, a shot turned around by Dobson, and Kevin Grant plays it behind the net. 15.5 to go in the second period. Aeros lead it by a score of 5-2. Kevin Grant weaves it up and out of his zone, meandering through traffic. Grant shoveled it into Indianapolis territory. Back go the ice. Here is Bob Kellogg. Gallops behind the net. Starts it up to the right side. Here comes Indianapolis. Dubinsky a pass for Hugo Belanger. Into Aero territory it goes, but Crowley is there. But clear but not out. Kellogg, well, they do say it was out. Play whistle down. And they'll bring the face-off back out at center ice. 15-12 to go in the second period. The Aeros lead it by a score of 5-2, and we'll have more IHL action for the Summit after this. Welcome back to the Summit. Adam Gordon along with Barry Warner. Well, where the Aeros got off to the start and the shots on goal, dominating Indianapolis in the first, it's been Indy here in the second. They're out shooting Houston 5-1 here, and we've played 5 minutes of the second. Now the puck taken away by Slivchenko. Pulls up base of the right circle, trying to stick handle through traffic. Freer rolled it to Slivchenko. Right wing boards. Slivchenko down the corner, trying to find Tippett. Blast it down, Slivchenko. Vadim trying to cut in. It's through skates, and Vadim still with a puck dangling. Right in, Freer shooting. Great save by Rogels. He went down and kicked that out of there. Now the ice, turn it around. Puck to center. Here is the puck controlled by Dubinsky. Give it over to Riccardi. Shoots it into Aero territory, but Valamon is there. Bouncing puck. He's pounded into the boards by Riccardi. Now Belanger. Base of the left circle. Trying to center it, but Crowley is there. Worked it out to Tippett. Center ice. Dave Tippett. Fired it into Indianapolis territory. Rogels out of the net. He'll slow the puck, and now Indy takes over. In their own zone, Buchanan swept the line, not out. Shagarodsky, he held it in. Chitteroni gives to Hackboard off his stick, and the ice turned it around. Now, Matt Oates across the line. Belted by Shagarodsky, down to the ice he went. Now it is picked up by Maurice, and the Aeros bring it out. Mike Maurice, center ice, across the line. Maurice getting set, centered! Oh, Jinks came pitching, couldn't get his stick on the puck, and Indianapolis turns it around. 3-on-3, Pomicter, bumped by Chitteroni. Get it to Oates, but stripped away by Jinks, and now Chitteroni just out of his reach, and the ice are there to turn it around. Now loose at center, Jakes, and we get a whistle. And with 13:45 to go here in the second period, the Aeros lead it by a score of 5-2.
And that second goal, Dubinsky from Belanger and Wilkie, making it the 5-2 game. The Aeros came out in just the second period. We've seen so many times before. That's been the Bermuda Triangle. It's been where the Aeros have not totally concentrated. And when you're up 5-1, you got to add more to it. You got a team that's on the run, and especially with a new goaltender, pepper him right away. Continue doing what you did earlier, and it looked like the Aeros came out just a little lethargic.
Harkins with Yo and Townsend. Kevin Grant and Rob Robinson defensively. Sticks down, dropping the puck. Harkins trying to do the old dipsy-doodle around Klimovich, but now it's out at center. Aeros have it. Back to their own line. Rob Robinson turning in his own zone, drifts behind the net. Robinson's pass to Yo. He turns, lugs it off the boards. It'll bounce at center. Malcock is there at his own blue line. Dean Malcock banked it out at center. It comes up for Riccardi, but swept away by Robinson to Kevin Grant. He tried to find Harkins, but it's stripped away, and Wilkie got by Robinson, but went without the puck. Grant is there, and heads up. Whoa, had himself a little sand wedge that would have checked up nicely near the pin if this were golf. I mean, he got a little backhander away, and that thing sliced up and out of play with 13:17 to go in the second, and the Aeros up 5-2.
It's been interesting the way that Terry Ruskowski and Peter Deneen have used the defense. They paired Rob Robinson and Kevin Grant, two guys about 6'4" and about 215, 20 pounds together. Their styles really complement one another. Grant, we saw with a goal the other night,
getting stronger with that shoulder injury, and both of them have really done a fine job in the blue line for the Aeros, as has been the case with Steve Jakes, who about the last 6 weeks has just shown far more confidence and has rewarded Terry Ruskowski with plus in games that he has been on the ice and getting longer ice shifts.
Quick shot, whistled wide of the net in Aero territory. Ivan Dropa, weak shot, batted away by Crowley, and now Freer steered it to center. Back are the Indianapolis Ice now. They'll bring it in. Puck taken away by Slivchenko, and it's cleared at center. The Aeros have a 2-on-1. Freer with Tippett. Tippett moving right in on goal. Shot stopped by Rules. Now the puck controlled by Dubinsky. It's worked up for McIntyre. He'll clear to center. McIntyre skating it across the line, trying to get by Valamont, but Carl's got him locked up. Into the corner, Boulanger trying to center it. Crowley jammed it away, and now Tippett turns it center for Crowley. Crowley trying to advance the puck. He'll backhand it into Indianapolis Ice territory. Now it's controlled by the ice. Tilly worked it at center, trying to find a breaking Savenko. He cuts right in. Now Grant bites him into the board. Now Riccardi, his shot dribbles wide of the net, and it's picked up by the Aeros. Hackboard to the neutral zone. Lenny Hackboard across the Indianapolis blue line, looking for Maurice. Maurice digs it out, cuts in, had his stick lifted, couldn't get the shot away. Now the ice. Buchanan rolled it to center. Back is Kevin Grant. Booms one into Indianapolis territory. Out of the net, Rogel slows, and now it is picked up by Indianapolis. Bob Kellogg on defense behind the net. Roll the puck to Buchanan. He will move it up the right side, pass to center, and here comes Sergei Klimovich. Klimovich got into the Aero zone, got by Grant, now pulls up, centered, but it went wide. Now Buchanan, a drive, kicked out of there by Maurice. He'll redirect that out at center. That's Smarts, though, and he'll come off for the line change. Back into the Indianapolis zone, puck taken away by Chitteroni. He sends it back to Yo. Yo overskated the puck in the ice, turn and clear. Matt Oates through the neutral zone, banked one into Aero territory. Robinson is back. 11.5 to go in the second period. 5-2 Houston, and a puck that hits Chitteroni. That's a two-line pass, and the face-off will come back into the Aero zone when we return. 11:26 to go in the second, and the Aeros up 5-2.
The rock and roll event continues with Guitar Heroes, the mega stars of rock.
Without the electric guitar, no rock and roll. No way.
From Chuck Berry to Eric Clapton and Jimi Hendrix, and the new freedom of the 70s.
Nobody knew that everything was bad for you yet.
Pink Floyd, David Bowie, and Kiss, from the outrageous to the insane.
Next thing I knew, it was Alice Cooper bites head off chicken.
Plus, Bruce Springsteen, next time on The History of Rock and Roll.
Saturday night at 7 on Paramount 20.
To make room for the Houston Rockets, the United Paramount Network moves to Thursday and Friday next week only. Voyager fans tune in to Thursday beginning at 7, and fans of Marker and The Watcher can tune in next Friday beginning at 7. It's right here on Paramount 20. Here is Carl Valamont, his own zone. Roll it to Jakes, off the skates of Townsend, but now picked up by Valamont. Give it to Townsend, left side across the line, pulls up. Now Harkins cutting in behind the net. He centered it, and it was jammed away. Here come the ice at center now. Here is Matt Oates. Booms a drive high and wide of the cage. In there is Yo. He's muscled off the puck as Mike Pomactur's in there. Pomactur, base of the left circle, sends it back to the line. Now Kaka drive, banned on it partially, and Townsend romps to center. Up for Yo, hits the line, chipped it into Indianapolis territory, rolls out of the cage, jammed it near side. Pomactur, bumped by Grant. Pomactur still with the puck. He'll roll a pass out to center. Wilkie weaving through the neutral zone, hits the line. Wilkie pulls up right point. Now centered one, jammed away. Pomactur trying to get lumber on it. He's blasted into the boards by Kevin Grant. And here come the Aeros. Rob Robinson through the neutral zone with Harkins and Maurice. Robinson across the line, had it tipped away, and now the ice turn it around. Here they come. 2-on-2. McIntyre shoots, kicked away by Kevin Grant. A nice defensive play. Now here's another drive. Dobson sticks. Hey, that a beauty. Boulanger centered it back to the line. Tilly a drive. That's blocked by Harkins. Dropa rolled it down. Aeros jump on top of it. They'll move it up and out of center. Tippett right side, but they'll say that the Aero net, which has become dislodged to our left, We'll halt play. Look there at the net. And boy, I'll tell you what, Rob Dobson had to get a good stick save here, Barry.
Well, Dobson appears to have settled down after giving up the Dubinsky goal. They really let it fly there, and Dauber with a kick-out save. Notice how he tries to kick it to the corner, and a nice job down there by Robo. That's Robinson down on the one skate. Wants to be able to rise up if he has to, but down there to block it. So we saw Grant with a nice save, and then there, as the puck was deflected off, the Aeros doing a good job in support of Rob Dobson.
Freer, Tippett, Slivchenko with Valamont and Crowley. The ice line up with Riccardi, along with Klimovich and Savenko. Off the face-off, ice have the puck. Tom Tilley, right point, fake the shot, trying to move it around Valamont. Puck back to the line. Dropa lets the shot go just wide of the net. Now back to a right point. Tom Tilley getting set, lets the shot go. That's through skates and deflected wide of the net. Now it's Jeff Riccardi trying to jam it down. Sounds like a type of rum. Riccardi, breezer. Anyway, puck clear to center. It'll go all the way down the ice. You know where my mind is, Barry, as the puck goes down the ice, and it's picked up by Dropa, and play is whistled down. 9:39 to go in the second period. The Aeros lead at 5-2.
Adam, one observation through a period and a half. It is by far the most physical game we have seen number 23, Ted Crowley, play. Crowley is a big kid, but sometimes does not play up to his size. That's one of the reasons why Chicago may have felt compelled to let him go. But Pete Dineen did his homework. What the Aeros want to do, get him in an off-season weight program, get him stronger next year, put about another 10 pounds of muscle on the former U.S. Olympic star from Boston College.
Face off in the circle to the left side of Rob Dobson. In a 5-2 hockey game, the Aeros lead it. Hackborn to take the draw. Against Klimovich. Klimovich wins it. Back to Savenko. Lets the drive go from Kellogg. And a glove save by Dobson. And he'll hold on.
You talk about the concentration and the focus of a goaltender. Rob Dobson had it there. They win the faceoff, and that's one thing that Indianapolis has done tonight. They have consistently, through the first period and a half, outmanned the Aeros to the puck and the faceoff. They let the shot go, but Dobson, ever present, was screened, but had that total focus, knew where the puck was coming from, and the moment that he saw it, he just snared it with the glove hand.
Face off to the left of Dobson again. Klimovich, this time against Maurice. Drop of the puck, Klimovich wins it again, back to the line. Kellogg the drive, stick save made by Dobson, and the Aeros turn and clear it at center. Now picked up again by Savenko, rolled it ahead for Riccardi, brought it into Aero territory, but he's pushed into the boards by Shargorodsky. Here's Maurice in the corner, chipped it for Mario Chitteroni, and he'll get it out at center for Hackborn. His pass blocked by Savenko, and the ice are back. It's 5-2 Houston with 9:10 to go in this second period. Puck neutralized, rolled into Aero territory. Bogdan, Savenko, and Shargorodsky go hard after it, but it's finally taken back by Jakes. Tries to reverse it through Klimovich to Maurice, and now the Aeros turn near side. Mario Chitteroni looks for the pass and hands it over to Jakes. Here comes Steve Jakes now. Pass for Hackborn, tipped away. Jakes in his own zone. They'll say that is offsides on Indianapolis, and they'll bring the face off to center as we take timeout. 5-2 Houston. We'll be back. Well, you look at remaining games that'll be televised on Paramount 20 KTXH. Sunday, March 19th, Denver. Friday, March 31st from the Omni in Atlanta. Peoria Rivermen, Saturday, April 8th, 7:30. All those games are on the road. Off the face-off now. Aeros have it. Robinson cleared it out at center. It goes back into Indianapolis territory. Bob Wilkie hustling back, pursued by Harkins. He reversed it, and now Dean Malcock on top of it. Chipped it up the boards. It's lobbed back toward Aero territory, and now Robinson hustles back into his own zone. Forecheck by Pomicter, and then flying in there with a check is Prokopek. Now the Aeros shoot it down out of the net. It's Jeff Rogels cleared to the line. Not out. Indianapolis turns. If you're just joining us, Joe Bonvie started, gave up 5 Aero goals in that first period, and now Rogels has come in and settled things down. Now the puck shot way up and out of play from Kevin Grant, and the play is whistled down. Take a look at some officially licensed Aeros apparel for all you Aero fans. Hey, that's Mitch. He's got an official cap. It's white with team embroidery. It's adjustable and constructed of wool for a comfortable fit. For any Aeros fan, you can compliment the cat with the Give Blood Play Hockey t-shirt, or in this case, he's got a nice golf shirt. Look at that thing. And it comes in large, medium, extra large, and you can order by calling 1-800-423-2121. Cap sell for $21.95, and the golf shirts are $24.95 plus $4.25 shipping and handling. Order now and receive a free souvenir Aeros hockey putt, 30-day money-back guarantee if not satisfied. Off the face-off now. It's at center. I should re-emphasize, I said the golf shirt is $24.95. They're $39.95. Now the puck ripped wide of the net, and it's cleared up the boards and out at center. Now Crowley turns, chipped it away, but now Dubinsky across the line, and now Freer takes over. Roll the puck ahead for Tippett, and he lost it from Dubinsky. Ice back at their own blue line. Here is Ivan Dropa in his own zone. Forecheck by Freer. Freer trying to take it away. And the Ice moving up and out of their zone. Dropa to the left side. Dubinsky shoots it into Aero territory. Back is Ted Crowley now. Crowley up the left side for Tippett. He's bumped off the puck. Got it into Indianapolis territory. They're going to say it's icing on the Aeros, and the Ice are back with 7:18 to go in the second period. And the Aeros lead at 5-2.
The Aeros would like to get a goal right in here just to put a little bit of pressure on the new goaltender, Chris Ruggles, who came in relief of Bonby. And they also want to re-up that lead, you know, that 5-2. Well, you say, hey, 3 goals, big deal. But Indianapolis has, you know, really done a nice job this period. They've settled down. They've used a trap to kind of contain the Aeros. And the Aeros look like they came out coasting just a little bit.
Face off to the left of Rob Dobson. And a drop of the puck, and the Aeros have got it. Jakes rolled it behind his net for Oleg Shagarovsky. He'll turn in his own zone. Trying to skate away from Klimovich, rather. Klimovich harassing him pretty good there. Now Chitteroni snapped the pass, just missing Hackborn. It goes down. Rogels comes out of the net. Hackborn chopped it away. It comes to Riccardi, but it's taken back. Hackborn center. Chitteroni shoots. Oh, and a great save by Rogels. He's down and covering up. Oh, the Aeros working hard there. Find a nice pass over to Chitteroni, and this thing was nearly 6-2.
Well, he does it with his hands. As you saw, the stick was in the corner. The goaltender had to do whatever he could to stop it, and the Aeros put the puck right in between his hands so he could catch it. Just an amazing job there of reaction by Chris Ruggles.
The Aeros leading by a score of 5-2 as Chitteroni has that quick release go, and he wanted to go upstairs over the blocker side, stick side of Rogels, but face off now to the left. Off the face-off. Aeros have it. Michael Reese, right side, pulls up. Now trying to get back to the line for Jakes. Along the boards, it's stripped away by Indianapolis and shot down the Aeros zone. Here's Shagarovsky now, turning in his own end. Shagarovsky moves it up the right side with Chitteroni and Hackborn. Here's the pass. Chitteroni right in. Shoots, and that was a bouncing puck that got on his edge and couldn't get quite a good shot away. It was jumped up on him, but it was also partially deflected. The face-off will remain in Indianapolis territory.
The speed of Mario Chitteroni, as Oleg Shagarovsky looks like he's just out for a Sunday skate and taking the pass on the off wing. The stick just makes that puck go up high. You take the combination of the quickness off the wrist shot and the stick being down in front. The puck goes up, and it has a tendency to be like a little knuckleball as one of our fans gets a souvenir.
6:35 to go here in the second period. Aeros lead it by a score of 5-2. Face off to the left of Rogels. Harkins to take the draw. He's out there with Malgunas and Graeme Townshend, Grant and Robinson defensively. Harkins with his stick down, trying to muscle the face-off away. It was controlled by Indianapolis. Now Buchanan wrapped it out at center. Here is Savenko to Klimovich across the line, pulls up, makes his move around Grant, but Kevin's got him welded along the boards. Now it is Harkins trying to pry it free. It came to Savenko into the slot. Bogdan Savenko fired it into the corner. That's a great hockey name, Bogdan Savenko. I'm going to put that one in my book. Here comes Harkins at center left side. He's bumped by Kellogg. That's the way to start your day, right? Now the puck behind the net. It's rolled to the near side, and back at center, it's Kevin Grant. Take it to Townshend. Rolled it into Indianapolis territory. Riccardi trying to get it out, and here is Bogdan Savenko now. Savenko's pass for Kellogg, weaving in across the Aero blue line. That's knocked away, and here is Graeme Townshend now. He'll hoist that high in the air, check it up into the Indianapolis zone as the Aeros make some quick changes. Tippett out the forecheck. Wilkie. Long lead pass for Dubinsky. Here come the ice. Hugo Belanger across the line, dropped it. Dubinsky cuts into the slot. Here's Malcock right in, but the puck rolled off his stick. A centering pass is tipped away by Dobson. Now back to the line. McIntyre rolled it down. Belanger down. Dubinsky, a shot just going wide of the net. Now Malcock jams behind the cage. Belanger cuts it out in front. It was knocked free, and the Aeros Slivchenko couldn't quite clear it. Came back. Dobson in behind the net, slowed it. It was pounded by Crowley to the line, held in by Malcock. Now Andy McIntyre shoots, went upstairs and missed the net, and that puck sliced up and out of play. 5:01 to go in the second period. The Aeros lead it by a score of 5-2. Well, the Aeros will be on the road Sunday in Minnesota, and then they come back for some home games. Kansas City Blades on Friday, next Friday, and then Saturday, Kansas City as well. Both 7 o'clock games, and then the Milwaukee Admirals on Saturday, March 25th, a week later, a 7 o'clock tilt as well. Puck centered. Here is Mario Chitteroni across the line. Indianapolis territory. Centered for Hackborn, who was knocked off the puck. Now, how that's not a penalty, I won't know. Here's Jakes a drive. Stopped by Rogels. Puck loose in front. And the ice turn it around. Here's Pomicter. Pass right side. Brought in across the line. Tilly Pomicter cutting right in. The shot just wide of the net. Now it is Ivan Dropa left side trying to get it to Prokopek. It came to center, and the Aeros had to get back. And Prokopek is there for Indianapolis. Now taken away by Shagarodski at his own blue line. Shagarodski crosses Indianapolis zone. Lets a shot go. Rogels the save. Here come the ice now. Up at center, Matt Oates over to Pomicter. Mike Pomicter dropped it back. Ivan Dropa had it stripped away, and here come the Aeros. Shagarodski. Shagarodski trying to skate away. He was trying to draw the penalty, but he's not going to bite. Now shot in. Here's Pomicter trying to make the move, kicked away by Jakes, and it's out at center. Chitteroni was kind of looming, looking for the break, and Rogels out of the cage to slow it as the Aeros make some changes. Long lead pass goes into Aero territory. Will it be icing? Robinson is back. Yes, it will. And the face-off will be brought back into the Indianapolis zone. We've got 3:49 left to play in the second period. 5-2 Houston is Scott Arniel, player assistant coach. He was thinking about maybe making his return Sunday, but I don't think it's going to happen, Barry.
Well, he's been outfitted by the fine Douglas company here that makes so many of the flak jackets and rib pads. The problem is, while the ribs feel better, when he tries to extend back and shoot, there's just too much pain. When you separate that muscle and that cartilage right there, old Father Time has just got to let it heal.
And he didn't waste any time to remind me after the Fort Wayne game, hey, Adam, 2-0 as a coach.
And he's going to be a great coach, just like Dave Tippett someday.
Face off to the right of Chris Rogels. Drop of the puck, and the ice have got it. They'll move it along the near side. Here is Riccardi. Riccardi into the corner, trying to move it over to Buchanan, stripped by Harkins. He's bumped into the boards. Harkins in there now with Townshend, who comes away with the puck. Townshend trying to make his move around Riccardi. Here is Townshend doing a good job. Jeff Riccardi trying to stay with him. Puck came out in front. It'll go to the near side. Now it's blasted by Klimovich. Couldn't get it out of the zone. Good battle behind the net between Townshend and Riccardi. Finally, the ice clear it to the line and out at center. Here they come. Here comes Sergei Klimovich across the line for Indianapolis, trying to center one. It went off the skates of Robinson. Puck loose. It came right to Riccardi, though. It's Riccardi right side. Centered it, but Harkins is there. Todd Harkins at center ice. Chipped it into Indianapolis territory. Back goes Wilkie. He'll turn behind the cage and move it out at center. Riccardi. He's checked by Freer, and now lugged away by Tippett. Fired it in, and wow, Tippett took a high stick from Riccardi, and the referee never called it. Riccardi got the stick up on Tippett. Now, puck near side. And now we got Crowley and Riccardi looking at each other. Crowley fired it in, looking for Tippett. It came out at center. Ooh, things heating up a little bit here as Slivchenko turned the puck over, and the ice bring it in. Here is Dubinsky left side. The puck stopped by our referee, as Scott Anson makes a nice play there. Now Slivchenko bumped along the boards by Malcock. Belanger back in his own zone for Indianapolis. Get it to Dubinsky. Moves it up at center. Pass to the right side. Andy McIntyre hits the line. McIntyre steered it behind the Aero net. Now Belanger in the corner. Left of Dobson cutting out. Wraparound. Score! Hugo Belanger. And it's now 5-3 Houston.
Belanger doing an excellent job in the wraparound, and Vadim Slivchenko, who was not a strong defensive player, fails to do the job there. He was on him. That was his man. And Slivy, number 19, lets Belanger get by for the goal. This is a wraparound as Belanger gets the inside position on Slivchenko. And Slivy, even with the speed, never recovers. We'll take yet another look at it. But again, the separation at the top there with Slivchenko about 2 strides behind. And Belanger makes this a 2-goal game.
Hackborn, Chitteroni, Maurice with Jakes and Shagaransky. Off the face-off now. Aeros have got it. Oleg Shagaransky turns, trying to move the puck ahead. Now picked up by Indianapolis, and out is Rob Dobson. Jakes behind the net. Jakes will turn in his own zone, bounce a pass at center, and it goes up and out of play with 1:52 to go in the second, and the Aeros lead it by a score of 5-3.
Adam, and I was about to say before that goal that we've seen a penalty-free period, but things got a little chippy there with Tippett, with Riccardi and Crowley almost got into it, and it looks like the guys from Indianapolis are not going to lay down. They were down 5-1. The goaltender change was made, and these guys got a little bit of life, somewhat similar to what we saw the other night here when the Aeros scored 4 straight.
Hackborn now out there with Chitteroni and Maurice. Defensively, Robinson and Grant. Sticks down, dropping the puck. Aeros win it. Here is Robinson to Kevin Grant in behind the net. It's only a 2-goal lead after the Aeros had a 5-1 lead coming into this period. Oh, you hope it's not Wednesday night all over again. Tom Tilley, only this time it would hurt the Aeros. The shot gloved by Rogels, puck to the near side, and Indianapolis couldn't clear. Hackborn overskated it. Tom Tilley in his own zone. He'll wing it out at center. Back is Robinson to his own blue line. Pass over to Maurice, chipped it up for Hackborn. Lenny Hackborn, his pass is turned around by Indianapolis. Now the ice, Oates across the line, trying to drop it. Pommichter overskated it. The Aeros quickly turn it around. Chitteroni banked it down the ice, but the Indianapolis ice are back in their own zone. Ivan Dropa, left side, center, trying to move it through the Aero, forechecking. Dropa got by Chitteroni as he hits the line. His pass behind Riccardi. Here come the Aeros. Maurice across the line, moving in. Aeros are in the middle of a line change. Maurice not with anybody to pass to. He tried to center one, and it was cleared by Indianapolis with 53 seconds to go in the period, and the Aeros lead at 5-3. Crowley behind the net now, picks up the puck, moves it to the left side. Now it is Yo. Yo for Graeme Townshend, hits the line. Graeme trying to get in on goal, but the puck was tipped away. Townshend, base of the right circle. Townshend getting set, hands it over for Yo. Mike Yo rolled it down into the corner for Harkins. He's blasted in there as Riccardi gets a little physical, or actually that's Buchanan that got into it with him. Now here is Savenko going right in. Dobson, a great save as Savenko went right in around Crowley and trying to stuff one in by Dobson, and Dobson was down to make a nice save with 23 seconds to go in the second, and the Aeros up 5-3.
Boogie Savenko shows that same type acceleration that his countryman Slivchenko has as he goes completely around Crowley, and another superb save by Rob Dobson, and we could have had a 1-goal game. We take yet another look at it. Watch the burst and the acceleration as he goes around and still manages to make life a little antsy for Rob Dobson.
Face off to the right of Rob Dobson. Freer against Dubinsky. Top of the puck, and the Aeros have got it. Kevin Grant. He'll move it up ice. A pass for Freer. Chipped it into the Indianapolis zone. Out of the net rolls. He'll slow and play it along the far side for Bob Wilkie. Checked by Malgunas. Now the puck shot along the boards. It's picked up by Andy McIntyre and Indianapolis Belanger, who just made it 5-3. Trying to move it, cannot. Here is Malgunas trying to sweep it in for Freer. And the buzzer sounds ending this period as Malgunas and Buchanan kind of exchange looks, but nothing comes out of that. And the Aeros, who had a 5-1 lead going into this period, give up 2 Indianapolis goals, and they lead it by a score of 5-3. We'll be back after this. To the Summit, everybody. Adam Gordon with you. A 5-3 hockey game. The Aeros lead it. They had a 5-1 lead, but a couple of Indianapolis goals. The Aeros had only 5 shots on goal, and I'll tell you what, the Aeros are making an interesting hockey game. Rob Dobson left hung to dry on a couple of those, so we'll see if the Aeros can mount some offense and come back. You know, the whole festive part of this evening is Brady evening, and it is my pleasure to introduce Susan Olsen, who of course played Cindy Brady. You know, as a broadcaster, of course, we grew up maybe admiring guys such as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in sports, if you look at basketball. For me, of course, if I had to admire a TV show, it was the Brady Bunch growing up. How do you like Houston so far?
Oh, I love Houston. It's beautiful. The last time I was here, I was only here for an hour at the airport, and I was amazed to get up in the airplane, look around, and everything was so flat, but really, really pretty. I thought I've got to come back here someday, and so I'm glad I'm here.
You know, the Brady fad kind of came to life in the early 90s, and it kind of faded again. Are you surprised to see it back as strong as it is?
It's really weird, and it's very coincidental that Brady fever kind of got to a fever pitch just before the movie, and I really don't think that that was planned. I think it's just a phenomenon, and the movie's just a great exclamation point at the end of it all. It's wonderful. If you haven't seen it, go see it.
Actually, you're from LA, but this is your first IHL game. You've seen a few LA King games?
Actually, I've seen some LA amateur games. I grew up with some friends in the family who like ate, slept, drank, breathed hockey. And so they made sure that I went to a few of their games.
Quick prediction of tonight's game?
Oh, the Aeros. Yeah? Of course the Aeros. I wouldn't be wearing this for nothing.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Susan.
Thank you.
All right. Susan Olsen joins us here at the first period intermission. Thank you very much. We'll have more from the Summit. It's 5-3 in favor of the Houston Aeros. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to the Summit. Adam Gordon along with Barry Warner. A 5-3 hockey game. The Aeros lead it, and I'll tell you kind of saw the signs, I think, Barry, in the first few seconds of that second period. It seemed like Indianapolis wanted to get back into this game. They got some good goaltending from Jeff Rogels, and they have etched themselves within 2.
They wanted it more, Adam. You said it right there. They wanted it more. They came out. They had more intensity. They were flying around, and the Aeros took that attitude like, well, I don't have to go into the corner this time. I'll catch it next shift. That becomes contagious in a negative fashion.
And I think they're catching it in the locker room right now from Terry Ruskowski. Should be an exciting third period. Let's take a look at the Columbia HCA scoring summary, again brought to you by Columbia Healthcare Corporation. It was 5-1 after 1, and then Indianapolis reasonably early at 2:20 got their second goal of the game. It was Steve Dubinsky, his 13th of the year, from Hugo Belanger and Bob Wilkie. 5-2 in favor of Houston. Then made 5-3 on a nice wraparound from Hugo Belanger, 14th of the year at 17:51. And it was Steve Dubinsky and Andy McIntyre getting the assist, and that's how we find ourselves here in a 5-3 hockey game. You know, a very important part of the Aeros training is not just on the ice and not just off the ice as much. There's a lot of nutrition that is involved, and we'll have a little bit to talk about there as we take time out for good health. It is a 5-3 hockey game. The Aeros leading the Indianapolis Ice. I'm Adam Gordon along with Barry Warner. And, you know, this was a hockey game that was beginning to turn ugly for the Ice, but all of a sudden it looks pretty interesting. Should be a great third period.
Almost like an instant replay of the other night, but the Aeros have got to wake up and refocus.
Let's take a look at the highlights from that second period, and they're brought to you by Toyota as the Indianapolis Ice. It looks like they almost caught the Aeros in a bit of a line change here, as it was Hugo Belanger that jammed one down at Dubinsky. That quick little backhander that surprised Dobson. And like that, it was 5-2 in favor of the Aeros. But where Belanger gets an assist, he says, hey, I got to get a goal. So it's good hard work in the corner. And you pointed it out, Barry. Slivchenko here just couldn't quite catch up to him.
Slivy didn't do the job, and the separation, and Belanger with the wraparound as Crowley was late coming over to block it off.
And it's 5-3 in favor of the Houston Aeros. Taking a look at those second period stats brought to you by Hilo Auto Supply. The Ice getting the only 2 goals of that period, but still trail 5-3. Shots on goal 10-5 in favor of the Indianapolis Ice. 8 saves for Rod Dobson in that period, 5 for Jeff Rogels, who replaced Joe Bonvie at the start of that second period. And look at those penalty and power play numbers, baby. Just multiply your body weight times 0, and you're right there. The Aeros leading it by a score of 5-3, Barry. Quickly, what kind of things do you expect from the Aeros in the start of that third?
Well, I think the first 3 minutes of the third period, they've got to come out flying. They've got to make the crisp pass and do the work in the corner, which they did not do.
All right, 5-3 Aeros. We'll bring you that third period next after this. 5-3, Houston leading it as we get just about ready for the start of the third period. The Zamboni making its final passes. Well, we've got a little time right now. Let us take a look at scores around the IHL. Cincinnati and Peoria in the second period tied at 1. Also in the second period, that's good news for Aeros fans. Kalamazoo beating Kansas City 4-1, so the Aeros could have third place to themselves tonight if they win and Kansas City loses. Also, one other game, no score yet in the first period. Denver Grizzlies and the Phoenix Roadrunner, that game being played in Veterans Memorial Coliseum. So the teams returning to the ice led by Rob Dobson, and I'm sure Terry Ruskowski, the head coach of the Aeros, said we've got to skate a little bit better and try and accomplish a little more offensively. The Aeros with just 5 shots on goal, and we'll look for them to pick up their play in this third period.
Well, when you think of Indianapolis, you think of the Brickyard, you think of the 4-time racing legend from Houston, Texas, A.J. Foyt, you think of speed, and they showed the speed there. Belanger, Dubinsky, and they were flying all over the ice as they totally dominated the middle period.
So the Aeros lead it by a score of 5. 4 shots on goal total thus far in the hockey game, 25-14. So look for a strong period here from Houston.
Interesting, too, when you take a look at an independent team against a farm club. This is the Blackhawks farm club. They've got 5 guys, 5 rookie forwards, all of whom Sutter thinks will be 20-goal scorers by the end of the year. But their best player was taken up by their best assist man in Gaucher, and I probably blew that name, was taken up last week to the Blackhawks. And that leaves Fisher, and while Craig Fisher is an excellent scorer, he's minus 15 during the course of the year. Not much of a defensive player.
Yeah, he didn't. I think he's seen maybe 1 or 2 shifts tonight. Also, you talk about how Daniel Gauthier got called up. Sergei Krivokrasov, who's a rangy right winger, he left for the Blackhawks with his 12 goals, 15 assists for 27 points. But you bring up a point, and you look at these minus totals. Steve Dubinsky, minus 22 coming into tonight's game, minus 21 for Bogdan Savenko. Sergei Klimovich, minus 20. So definitely the plus-minus takes a beating on this hockey club, but I know that there have been times this year, especially in the early going, where a few of the Aeros would be sympathetic toward that.
And a member of the Mario Chitteroni fan club. Interesting how Chitter came here without a contract and has turned out to be one of the real fan favorites of this team. People can identify with his grit and with his size.
So the face-off between the Aeros at center as we get ready to start a third period, and it'll be the line of Harkins, Yeo, and Townsend with a defensive unit of Carl Valamont and Ted Crowley. And the Indianapolis Ice will bring out their line of Tony Prokopak, Mike Pomactor, and Matt Oates, with Tom Tilley defensively, along with Ivan Dropa. 20 minutes up on the clock. 5-3 Houston. How do you remedy an Indianapolis comeback? You score a goal of your own. We'll see if the Aeros can do it. Off the face-off now, Indianapolis has it. Bring the puck through center. Up Prokopak, rolled it ahead, knocked away, and the Aeros come to center. Mike Yeo chipped it into Indianapolis territory. Rogels out of the net. Rogels turns along to the near side. Flipped to Prokopak. He's drilled along the boards by Yeo, and it squirts to center. Yeo flipped it back into the Indianapolis zone. Easy for me to say. Tilley cuts up behind the net. He'll start it up ice. Pass to the right side. Here is Matt Oates. Moved it through the neutral zone, had it returned to him, but now Pomactor across the line. Pomactor right side, cuts in, shoots, and ripped it wide of the net. Harkins trying to clear it, can't do it. Back goes Valamont, can't play it. Pomactor's there, but he takes a hit from Crowley. He stays down on the play right now. Puck behind, Pomactor gets up, plays the puck, base of the left circle. Pomactor, though, handed it right to Graeme Townsend, and the Aeros come to center. Yeo flipped it into the Indianapolis zone. Aeros come off for a line change, and the ice quickly turned. Ivan Dropa in his own zone. Pass up the middle for Belanger, but it was tipped by Slivchenko into the Indianapolis zone. Back, Dave Tippett at center, trying to snap one for Freer, who has 2 goals in this game, but both were in the first period. Bob Wilkie in behind the net, starts the rush from left to right. Wilkie cutting down the left side, bring it to center, chipped it high off the glass, goes into Aero territory with 18:40 to go in the third, and the Aeros lead it 5-3. Puck to the near side, held in by Dean Malcock, but stripped away by Freer, and he'll bank it out at center. Indianapolis back. Dean Malcock through the neutral zone. Rolled one into Aero territory. Robinson hustles back. Robinson's got it behind the net as he's watched by Riccardi. And he got the puck ahead. Here comes Vadim Slivchenko now. Slivchenko across the line. Moving right in on goal. And his shot just goes wide of the net. Now the puck picked up by Riccardi and cleared. And we're going to get a penalty, I think, on Slivchenko. Here is Robinson back. And Slivchenko is going to get nailed for the Aeros' first penalty as far as resulting in a power play. We had that major to Yo, but now Slivchenko will get the first minor cross-checking, and the Aeros will be short-handed.
Dumb, and dumber. Slivchenko just not using his head. If you're going to get back at a guy, do it along the sideboards. Don't do it behind a play when the guy is sitting right there to look at you. And there was nothing in any way, shape, form, or manner subtle about the way that Brady and Slivchenko went after Wilkie.
It was very similar to the play we saw Wednesday night when Mario Chitteroni went after Jason Renard of the Fort Wayne Comets after the Aeros had come back to take a 6-5 lead. Chitteroni takes a penalty late in the game, late in that third period, and put the Comets on the power play. Luckily for Mario and the Aeros that the Comets were not able to convert on that power play, but kind of a similar play there from Vadim Slivchenko.
And this is a very critical juncture in this hockey game.
Yeah, next goal is huge. Top of the puck, and the Ice have it. Here is Ivan Dropa. He'll click it over to Wilkie. His shot goes wide. Jakes can't clear. Picked up by Belanger. Right wing boards. Belanger getting set. Cuts it down. Here is a pass from Bogdan Savenko to the line for Dropa, but it was stripped. And now Chitteroni's on a break. Chitteroni ready to go. He dropped it. Maurice the shot. Oh, that went just wide of the net. Oh, that play just about came up big, but now Belanger the other way shoots, and Valamont rode into town to save the day. Now the puck behind the cage. It's knocked free. Belanger back to the line. Ivan Dropa winds, shoots, dumps it, glove save, and he'll clutch it and hold on. 1:19 remaining in this Slivchenko minor. The Aeros lead at 5-3 with 2.5 gone in the third.
Chitter and Mo Maurice on a 2-on-1. As the puck just comes off the skate of Wilkie, and Chitter's off to the races. Just drops it back for Mo, who shot sails wide, and then a very cool, calm, collected, and composed Rob Dobson. The blast off the side, and hey, I got this all the way, guys. No problem.
Face off to the right of Dobson. Harkins out there with Len Hackboard. And you've got Sergei Klimovich with Steve Dubinsky and Bogdan Savenko with Ivan Dropa and Bob Wilkie. Power play still at 1:19 to Slivchenko. Harkins again trying to win the draw, does so. Robinson clearing it behind the net for Grant. Takes a bump now. Here is Dubinsky, base of the right circle, back to the line. Dropa to Dubinsky, cuts in with a shot. That's blocked to the line. Ooh, that just about skipped over Dropa's stick. Wilkie held to the left point, jammed it down along the boards. The hash marks. Robinson fighting for it, trying to clear it. He's killing penalties with Grant. Now they fight for the puck along the boards, and they continue to grind it out, and finally play whistle down as Klimovich and Robinson trying to get into it, as well as Harkins and Savenko. But nothing comes of that, and we've got under a minute remaining in this Slivchenko minor. 17:07 to play here in the third period. And the Aeros leading this hockey game by a score of 5-3.
That was a good news, bad news situation. The good news, Harkins, number 9, controlled the faceoff. The bad news is the Aeros couldn't ice it, couldn't get the puck out of the zone. These faceoffs so critical right now. Brady and Slivchenko, when he went up there for that cross check, injures an elbow, and Jerry Mines wasting no time sending the bag of ice over.
Face off now again between Klimovich and Harkins. Klimovich wins it, but the Aeros turn and clear it. Hackbourne did the job. Now loose at center, picked up by Harkins, circles back into his own zone. He'll fling it to center. Wilkie knocked it down. Wilkie across the Aero blue line, kicked away by Hackbourne, and Harkins this time gets it down the ice. Back into Indianapolis territory it goes. Here's Tom Tilley in his own zone, banked it off the boards. It goes to center, but taken back by Grant. Hand it to Robinson, and he'll shovel it right back into the Indianapolis zone. Here is Tom Tilley with 33 on the power play. Tilley moving through the neutral zone. A pass for Steve Dubinsky across the line. Dubinsky moving in. Got by Grant, but Grant chopped him off the puck a little bit, but stayed with it. Now, Savenko back to the line for Tilley. Rolled it down. Savenko had it jammed away. Loose puck picked up by Grant, and he'll turn and shoot it down the ice. Rogel's out of the net. Cleared to center. And Tippett comes in and imprints Klimovich along the boards. Big hit along the boards from Dave Tippett. Now the power play over. Teams at 5 aside. Here is Valamont. Rink line pass for Slivchenko. Turning it center for Valamont. He will fire it into the Indianapolis zone. That's batted down by Tilley with a high stick in play. Is whistled down. We've played 4 minutes of the third period here, and the Aeros lead at 5-3.
What do you get when you fly the low-fare airline? Fun fares.
Well, you've waited so long for a fare to get so nice and low now. You really should fly.
Like light up the night. Southwest Airlines' new fun fares are so low. Want to see that again? Now you can fly just for the fun of it.
Come along with us, 'cause we got a lot of things to do now. Fly now, you really should fly. And you'll have fun, 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 flying Southwest on a fun fair today. Fun, fun, flying on a fun fair.
For great lunchtime tastes, we're the place.
Come to our house for lunch today.
Come to our house at Gritch. When you're on the run, we're the one.
Come to our house for dinner tonight.
Come to our house at Gritch.
Lunchtime, dinner time, anytime. Come to our house for great taste every time.
For the taste you trust, come to us.
Shop for these and other fine meats at Gerland's Food Fair.
There may be detente as far as the powers that be between Moscow and Washington, but not detente on the ice as Klimovich gets welcomed to the city of Houston by a great check by the veteran Dave Tippett.
Aeros now the face-off in the Indianapolis zone. Teams are at 5 aside. Puck is knocked away by Indianapolis and escorted to center. Back is Carl Valamon at his own blue line. He'll roll one ahead for Slivchenko. Gives it up for Dave Tippett across the line with Freer. Tippett now turning, pulls up. Tippett still with it. Now hands it Slivchenko, and he's hauled down and a penalty coming up. The rodeo ended last week, Mr. Kellogg, but they're going to give him a penalty for lassoing Slivchenko, who's a little slow to get up, but and he just caught a glove in the eye, and he'll be all right.
Yeah, it's now it's the left side. He had hurt the right elbow on the penalty, and like you said, Adam, you've done hockey so often you can just automatically sense these things. He's got the glove in the eye, probably a thumb. A great job there by Tippett. Notice how he stops, curls, backs up, so he can drop the pass for Slivy. And as Adam noted, the hand of the defenseman Kellogg going right into the eye.
Face off to the left of Jeff Rogels. So now the Aeros with their second chance on the power play. And we'll look at Maurice. We'll look at Chitteroni. We'll look at Hackford with Shagarodsky and with Dave Tippett. As you see Bob Kellogg in the box, 2 minutes for holding. And Maurice to take the draw against Steve Dubinsky to the left of Rogels. Drop of the puck. Aeros have it. Shagarodsky getting set. A goal here would be just lovely. Thank you very much. Now here is Hackborn. Slammed it down. Maurice trying to center. Went off his stick. Puck loose in front. And it was finally blasted up and out of there. And Buchanan, wasting no time, just about cleaned it off the head of his coach, Dwayne Sutter. Well, the benches. There's Dwayne Sutter right there telling Hugo Belanger, hey, here's where you belong, Belanger.
Adam, I lost count. Are there 46 or 48 Sutter brothers in hockey?
Well, there are 7 brothers. 6 have played in the NHL. And then there, I think he's one of, I don't think he's the youngest, but Gary Sutter. He never played in the NHL, but he's a scout for a junior team in the Western League.
Makes the Dineen family look small by comparison.
Yeah, they all from the Lethbridge, Alberta area. And all very gritty. And they play like the Dineens. Here is Tippett off the face-off. Rolled it to Hackborn. Give it to Shagarodsky, who's pounded by Dubinsky and has to go back to center. Shagarodsky now back at his own blue line. He'll turn and move it up ice. Quick pass out for Chitteroni. Hits the line. Looking in front, but he handed it right to Belanger, and he'll move to center ice. Here come the Indianapolis Ice across the line. Belanger crossed up, almost ran into his own man, then fired it back to his own blue line for Dean Malcock. He'll turn and flip it into the penalty box, and that'll stall that rush and bring a face-off back into the Indianapolis zone with 1:17 remaining in the minor to Bob Kellogg. We've played just over 5 minutes here in the third period, and our score, the Aeros 5, the Ice 3.
A goal here would be huge. This hockey team has seen a 5-1 lead get squandered by 2 unanswered goals in a very sluggish period. The Aeros have come out, they bit the bullet there, and the Slivchenko penalty did a fine job of killing the penalty. Now they got to add to that lead.
Off the face-off, Aeros have it. Crowley to Valamont, and he lost it at center ice. Prokopek harassing him. Now the Ice turn it around. Here they come. Tilly, the drive, hit the post. That thing might have changed direction on Dobson. He cranked it off the post. Now behind the net, here is Valamont. Rolled a puck to the right side. Freer starts up ice. Freer into the Indianapolis zone, trying to get by Dropa. He does. Now cuts in front, centered, but Slivchenko couldn't get a stick on it. Valamont's got it though. Left point to Freer. Drifting back to Valamont. Valamont with it down low for Todd Harkins. Pulled to the hash marks, left side, jammed it down. Freer to Harkins. Centered! fired this shot, just goes wide from Crowley, who was pinching from the right point. Slivchenko gives to Freer, rolled it behind the net. Harkins comes in trying to cut it down. The Aeros with 29 on the power play. Slivchenko to Crowley, one-time shot. Oh, great save by Rogels as he gets a right pad, and he rejects that down the ice. Now the puck back into Houston Aero territory. Ted Crowley in behind the net. He'll move it from right to left. His pass off the stick of Hackborn, and Buchanan is there. Shoots it into Aero territory, and Houston is up with it now. Here come the Houston Aeros. Todd Harkins through the neutral zone, across the line, shakes a check, goes right in, and a little one-handed shot drizzles wide of the net. Buchanan clear to the line, not out. Grant a drive. That goes wide of the net with 13.5 to go in the third. 5-3 Houston. Power play is over. Teams at 5 aside. Dubinsky at center. Crossed it up now with Belanger as he hits the line. Dubinsky trying to move in, lost an edge, crashed and burned. Compliments of Kevin Grant. Now at center. The Ice had it, then lose it, and the Aeros take over. Kevin Grant, pass for Hackborn, hits the line. Hackborn moving in center. Maurice's shot just going wide. Hackborn gave him a good pass, but it was just a wee bit behind him. Couldn't get some good leverage on that shot. Now Grant a drive. That is blocked, and the Ice turn it around. Andy McIntyre through the neutral zone, fired it into Houston Aero territory. Dobson out of the net, but it's played by Rob Robinson. Give it to Kevin Grant, right side, pass up for Chitteroni, sweeps it into Indianapolis territory. 12:50 to go here in the third. The Ice lead at 5-3. Here is Bogdan Savenko now across the Aero line trying to get by Shargorodsky, and Dobson's not going to take any chances. He's going to scoop that up and hold on. With 12:41 to go here in the third period as we take time out, and the Aeros lead at 5-3.
In the first, Phoenix 1.
Right now, what you can see is a 5-3 Aero lead with 12:41 to go in the third period, and a face-off to the circle to the right side of Rob Dobson. And you've got Harkins out there with Yo and Townsend, Shargorodsky and Jakes on the line. And we've got Bogdan Savenko to face off against Graeme Townsend. Drop the puck, Savenko wins it back. Here's the drive, Tilly drive, score! And it's now 5-4 Houston as that one bounced down, and I don't know if that changed direction or was deflected, but it got by Dobson, and it's now a one-goal hockey game.
The defense of Shargorodsky along with Yo right to the left of Rob Dobson, all ready to do what they're supposed to do, with one problem though. They lose the draw, the Aeros do, and that has been a disturbing pattern we have seen from the face-off as they do a nice job getting it right back to the point. No Aero was out there, and it may have been deflected as Dauber goes down and just says, whoa, wait a minute, folks. This was once a 5-1 lead, but 3 unanswered goals. And the importance of winning those draws.
Tom Tilley, you can see there, all happy right from the face-off. Tilley just loads it up, and I don't know how many times we've seen it this year, Barry, where the Aeros lose the draw and the opponent gets a good shot on goal, and I don't know how many times we've seen a goal.
Well, that's the thing. Not only did they lose the draw, but there was no one that was able to get out on top. I mean, a nice job done there on the draw of tying up Graeme Townsend and not allowing him to go out and try to stop it. So do we see Troy Gamble? Yes, we do. Terry Ruskowski, a man of his word, who won all year long with the exception of the one game where Alan Perry didn't have it on his last contest before going back to Oak City. He's been very good about not pulling goaltenders. Now, twice in 2 games, a goalie gets pulled.
So Troy Gamble now comes in, and Rob Dobson will have a seat. And Troy Gamble, 13, 14, and 4 with a 3.35 goals against average, 90% on the save percentage.
And folks, if you haven't watched any of the hockey games this year, unlike baseball where pitcher gets an opportunity to warm up, the goalie gets no warm up at all.
So a face-off at center ice, and this thing far from over. Ice win the draw back in their own zone. It's stripped by Harkins. Now rolled it down to the near side. Back is Klimovich. He'll bank it to the line. Not out. Jake's held it in. Now trying to jam it down into the corner. Yo turns base of the right circle, looking for Townsend, fighting for the puck, trying to get a wraparound in there. Down is Harkins in behind the net. He took a weird hop as it was bounced in there, and Rogels covers up with 12:15 to go in the third and a 5-4 Aero lead.
We talked about that the Aeros needed to focus. They've also got to play very smart. We can't see any dumb penalties like the one taken by Slivchenko at the start of the period. You cannot give a team like this that obviously has shown a will to win and an attitude that says, hey, we're on the road. We are not going to take a loss nice and easy.
they have made a hockey game out of this, and it's almost like a carbon copy of what we saw the other night with the Aeros, this time on the short end.
Freer, Tippett, Slivchenko with Crowley and Valamont. Ice win the draw. Buchanan cleared to the line, out at center, but Freer turns it around, shot it into Indianapolis territory. Out of the net, Rogels, but it's played by the ice, and here is Bob Wilkie in behind the net. 8 minutes gone in the third, and the ice have crawled to within one. It's 5-4. Wilkie to Buchanan, up the right side, a pass. Valamont bumps Pomacture off the puck, and now Gamble out of the net to Slow. Now the puck almost turned over as Crowley just about fired it in front with Gamble behind the net. Now the puck comes out as we've got Crowley, and he's going to fight with, I didn't catch the number, is that Pomacture? And Pomacture, I think, no, it's not. That might be Prokopek that's down there. Yeah, that's Mike Prokopek, and Prokopek took Crowley down. Crowley's been wanting and itching to go with somebody all night, and he finally found Mike Prokopek.
Well, this is a good news, bad news situation, Adam. They'll probably send both of them off, so it won't be a shorthanded situation. But I talked a few moments ago about focus, and that was an example right there. Crowley did not have to run him. They both go off, but the Aeros got a lucky break there because Crowley was the initiator.
11:40 to go in the third period. A 5-4 Aero lead, and we'll look at what caused all this ruckus.
Prokopek coming down. The backhanded puck is dropped there, and Prokopek just comes out and gives a good shoulder. But see, there's from behind. That's what the ref did not see. And just like so often in football, you see the guy, there's a 15-yard penalty for unnecessary roughness. It's the guy who retaliates, not the guy who starts it.
So they'll face it off at center ice. And will they call it a 5-minute major? I think they do call them majors. So it's 5-on-5. The face-off at center ice with Freer, Tippett, and Slivchenko, with Robinson and Grant defensively. Dubinsky with McIntyre and Belanger. Drop of the puck, and the Aeros have it. Here is Rob Robinson at center, shoots it into Indianapolis territory. It'll go into the corner. In after it now. Here is Bob Wilkie behind the net. He's checked by Freer, and now Slivchenko turns, base of the right circle. Vadim trying to shake through the checks now, and he lost the puck. Here is Dubinsky now, but we're going to get a penalty on Bob Wilkie as he gave Freer the old interference, gave him a good two-hander in front of the net. And the Aeros now with a chance to what I would call a Band-Aid goal to just kind of stop the bleeding a little bit here. They had a 5-1 lead to start the second period, but 2 goals in the second by Indianapolis made it 5-3, and then just a moment ago, Tom Tilley, his first from Bogdan Savenko, and it's now 5-4 Houston, but the Aeros on the power play.
I don't know what Wilkie's crying about. I mean, it was blatant. It started behind the cage when Mark Freer got the puck, and it continued from behind the cage right into the crease, and then as they started coming up ice, and he was clearly caught. But the Aeros catching a huge break at him, and the fact that that penalty against Crowley, both guys went off. Quite frankly, the Aeros should have been down 1 man.
Freer, Harkins, Slivchenko with Valamont and Tippett. Aeros, 1 of 3 on the power play. They'll get another crack at it here. 4th of the night. Ivan Dropa pops the puck along the boards. It'll go to the line. Not out. Held in, but a second effort is shot down by Hugo Belanger. Down the ice it goes, out of the net. Troy Gamble slows for the first man back. It's Carl Valamont. Aeros with 1:47 on the power play. Valamont, he's defensively paired with Tippett, carries the puck out. Valamont left side, shoots it hard into the zone, but it was slowed by Rogels. But Freer, first one for the Aeros there. He's pumped into the boards, but now Tippett's got it. Tippett trying to hand it over to Harkins, but it's jammed away, and it's cleared, but not out. Held in by Tippett. Right point, getting sent. Tippett rolled it over now to Slivchenko. Quick pass to Freer, base of the right circle. His pass is intercepted, and the ice will move it out at center. Tom Tilley and shoot it down the ice. 10:38 to go in the third, 1:15 on the power play, 5-4 Houston. Here comes Tippett now. Pass misses everybody, and it goes to Indianapolis and cleared back into their zone. Tippett back in his own end. Gently lifts one over to Hackborn. Now to Chitteroni across the line. Mario trying to move in. Looks in front. Dropped it back. Here is Tippett now. Trying to move along the left side. Tippett centered it, but it was blocked by Oates and shot all the way down the ice. 50 seconds to go in the power play. Aeros yet without a shot on goal.
They can't finish the play. They're getting good chances, but they don't have the opportunity to take the shot.
Now at center, here is Kevin Grant in across the line. Grant pulled up at the left point, trying to find Maurice, breaking down the left side. Maurice trying to look in front, stuff shot, right on, Rogel save, rebound. Here is Shargorodsky now, jammed it down, Hackborn. He's popped off the puck by Buchanan, but Shargorodsky's got it, right point, winds, shoots, right on, Rogel save, and he'll hold on. So finally, the Aeros, Oleg Shargorodsky with that big cannon from the point, and Rogels makes the stop with 21 seconds to go in the power play. 9:44 to go in the third. Aeros lead at 5-4.
A little Chitteroni having some words with Rogels, and it was not where they were going to go after the game to have a tall, cold, cool one. Shargorodsky letting a nice shot go, and Chitteroni and Rogels really get into it in a war of words right by the edge of the crease. The puck comes out, and Oleg Shargorodsky does a nice job of controlling it and letting that big boomer go, but it rises up high. And here comes Chitteroni coming on in, rides off, gets ridden off, and then comes in, and I don't know what transpired between Rogels, who's very much of a loosey-goosey guy, and Chitter.
Face off to the left of Rogels. Maurice, Chitteroni, Hackborn with Shargorodsky and Grant off the face-off. Here is Shargorodsky. The shot is blocked by Dubinsky and shot down the ice. That'll pretty much do it with 13 remaining on the power play. Oleg Shargorodsky in behind his net with 9.5 to go. Give it over to Kevin Grant. Ripped it into Indianapolis territory. Now Hackborn trying to pick it free, and it's jammed down the ice. Well, checked up in center, and then Grant got it in Indianapolis territory. Puck at center now. Hugo Belanger brings it across the line, tipped away by Todd Harkins, and now it's shot into Aero territory. Out of the net, Troy Gamble. Here's Kevin Grant now. He'll move it from right to left. Grant starting to the neutral zone. Pass to the right side. Harkins lifts it into Indianapolis territory. Rogels dropped it. They quickly played along the boards. It comes to Riccardi, and out at center it is. Jakes is there for Houston. Pops it into Indianapolis territory. Behind the net, Rogels slows it. Now Tom Tillett trying to cut out with it. Over to Riccardi. He'll move it up and out of center. His pass to Savenko is off the mark, and the Aeros quickly turn it around. Here is Robinson, who blasts it into Indianapolis territory. And back to the ice, no icing. Aeros got it. Here is Jakes. Wrist shot. Oh, and that just goes wide of the net. Bogdan Savenko wraps it out at center. It'll skip back into Aero territory. Robinson's got to hustle back. Jakes is there. They'll bank it off the boards, just missing Yo. Townshend was pushed off the puck. Play going on. Crowd wanted a penalty. Not really going to get one at this stage of this game. Not one like that. Buchanan a drive, and that goes wide. I'm not so sure Gamble didn't get a piece of that, though. Now the puck near side. Yo to Robinson, fighting for the corner. Harkins in there as well. It comes to Yo. Left wing boards, clear to the line. Not out. Buchanan held it in, swept it down. Robinson's going to clear the heat. He'll take an icing call here, though. As Buchanan goes back, he will touch, and icing is the call. 8 minutes to go in the third. 5-4 Houston. We'll be back.
When the game is on, if the action gets too rough, remember, the ice is always smooth. Bud Ice and Bud Ice Light, official beer sponsors of the NHL.
When it comes to trucks, the best deals and the best selection are at Greens Point Dodge, Houston's truck stop. Right now, you can get a special deal on the all-new 95 Ram pickup, Texas Truck of the Year. We have a great selection of new 95 Ram trucks. How about this SLT Laramie or the Texas Oklahoma package? A custom Ram like this one, and even the all-new 95 Club Cab in stock now. Come buy your new truck this week and get this free cellular phone. Greens Point Dodge, Houston's truck stop, I-45 north at the Beltway exit.
Going back to the summit. Adam Gordon along with Barry Warner, 5-4 Houston.
Graeme Townshend is knocked down, but he tries to go up and hold the stick of Wilkie just so he can't get involved in the play. Good heads-up play by Towner.
Here come the Aeros now. Freer across the line. Dumped it in, and Rogels taking no chances. He will cover up, and he will hold on. Well, a little excitement in between the periods is a little junior game going on there. I don't know if this is Squirts or Pee-wees, but look at that. They're just kind of going out. They just have so much fun skating there. And look at that shot and a great save. He'll snatch that from the jaws of the twine, and kind of looks like Alan Perry there holding it up saying, I've got it, I've got it.
Now the enthusiasm and all the great clinics and leagues out at the Aerodrome, 265 rink, that's the place to be for young and for some of us that are a little older.
And then as we bring it back to action, here's Valamont. These are the big boys now, shooting it in. Ivan Dropa behind the net, wrapped up by Tippett. Now Dubinsky in the corner. He's checked by Freer. In along the boards now, the Aeros fighting for it. Prokopek make it Palmatier rather, who turns and got it out at center. Tippett lobbed it back in Indianapolis territory. Out of that, Rogels. Now Tippett behind Tilly. Rolled it past Belanger. Now to Dubinsky. Cleared to center. Tippett in after it. He's bumped by Belanger. But there is Freer, and he shoots it into Indianapolis zone. 7:10 to go here in the third period. The Aeros lead it by a score of 5-4. Here is Indianapolis now with a puck. Dropa had it go off his stick. Trying to clear it. Hackborn knocked it down. Shot it to center. Chitteroni fighting for it. Now Maurice give it to Hackborn. Hackborn moving in. Circles back. Centered it, but it was off the stick of Tilly. Gave it away to Hackborn. Now Maurice centering one, and a good defensive play by Tilly. Now Maurice cutting in, but couldn't get the shot away, and Palmatier cleared it down the ice. So some closeness there, but Aeros just couldn't get a shot on goal. Good opportunity there. Now Maurice in across the line, but Bob Wilkie is back. He'll clear it at center, and now Riccardi's got a chance. He split the D right in, and the shot stopped by Gamble. Robinson is back. Trying to get it in behind the net. Here's Klimovich. Centered the shot. Oh, it was blocked in front, never made it to Campbell. Now it is Jakes behind the net. Here comes Steve Jakes in his own zone. A pass for Maurice. Trying to advance it through the neutral zone. It's tapped away, and it's turned around by Sergei Klimovich. Pass up for Savenko. Across the line. Right in, a drive. Hit the post. It's like a prize fight here, and right now the Aeros taking the punches here, trying to hold on. Puck in the corner. There's 6 minutes to go in the game. It comes to the line. Aeros clear it. Now back. It is Bob Wilkie. Pass at center, brought into the Aeros zone. Grant cleared it out at center. Here is Todd Harkins now, and heads up, he'll put that into the penalty box, and play halted with 5:46 to go in the third, and the Aeros clinging to a 5-4 lead.
Adam, you said clinging. They're clinging to the ropes like it's round 12 of a 15-round heavyweight fight. Things were so flawless, so effortless for the Aeros early, and the Aeros just catching a break. Here is that wonderful sound of cling as it hits the post and then bounces back behind Troy Gamble. You know, wouldn't it be prophetic, Adam, if we could write a script, and if the Aeros do get goal number 6, if it comes off the stick of number 22, Mark Freer, who's due up on the next shift. He'll take the shift after the Harkins line.
Harkins with the O and Townshend. Defensively, Grant and Valamont. And I don't know what the delay is here. Oh. Looks like Brendan Arniel's stick. Oh, I'm going to hear about that. Yeah, that's what he gets for slashing me on the ankles this morning. Brendan, if you're watching, I'm only kidding. Here's the puck back into Aero territory, and it was Grant trying to clear it. And it came out at center. Yo, off to the races. Can he get it with Townshend? Hits the line. Yo, trying to move in. Yo, lost an edge, and down he went. Bob Wilkie now for the Indianapolis Ice. At center, across the line. Wilkie carrying right in a goal. And it was covered up by Gamble. And Wilkie was sandwiched by Grant and Valamont. Knocked him down, and Troy Gamble right there saying, here you go.
Well, the defense doing what they're supposed to do. If you can't stand them up at the blue line, get that sandwich, and that's exactly what happened. Grant, who just has played fine hockey as of late for the Aeros, just coming over as we take in another look. Great work done by Aaron Silverman, Paul Bykowski, and our Channel 20 crew giving us those pictures.
Face off in the circle to the left side of Troy Gamble.
Aeros have lost well, they've been outworked on the face-offs 10-7, including that big one where Tilly, who's really done an outstanding job both offensively and defensively, got it and just nailed it right past Rob Dobson, which set the stage for Gamble's entry into the game.
Face-off controlled by the Aeros. Crowley rolled it along the boards. It'll go to center. Malgunas in after it. Malgunas fighting for it. Malgunas has it, cutting right in with a shot, and a stick save made by Rogels. Down to the corner. After it, Dave Tippett's got it. Tippett knocked off the puck. Malgunas comes smoking in there, and I think he's going to get a penalty. I think Malgunas is going to get a penalty here, and the Aeros are going to be short-handed. Or is it Dropa? He's upset. Wait a minute here. Maybe Tilly's going to the box. This was well away from the plate, and I didn't see this. Well, we'll sort it out when we come back. 5-4 Houston. Aeros on a power play when we return. I said Kevin Malgunas came smoking in like a pack of Marlboros, but the difference is Tom Tilley was a lighter.
A butane lighter. Turned way up.
And that's why the Aeros are on the power play. They'll get another crack on it. 5th power play of the night. Shargorodsky, Maurice now to Chitteroni. Behind the net, blasted by Buchanan. Maurice fighting for it. And the goal comes here for the Aeros. Look out. Here comes Shargorodsky. Left side. Shoots. It's blocked. Came back to the line. Shargorodsky's got it. 4:39 to go in the period. Oleg hit the pass down. Mario Chitteroni at the hash mark. Dropped it back. Shargorodsky right in. And a deflected shot by Maurice. And Rogels is down. And he'll cover up. And he'll hold on with 4:31 to go in the third, and the Aeros lead at 5-4, 1:33 remaining in the penalty to Tom Tilley. Well, we got a second. We can take a look at some more Aero wear. And here's that official white cap. It's with the team embroidery. It's adjustable and constructed to wool for a comfortable fit for any Aeros fan. Plus, there's the Give Blood Play Hockey t-shirt. It's available in sizes medium, large, or extra large. You can order by calling 1-800-423-2121. Cap sell for $21.95. The tees are $14.95 plus $4.25 shipping and handling. Order now and receive a free souvenir Aeros hockey puck. The Aeros with a puck though, and a power play in the Indianapolis zone. Here is Maurice, hands it over to Hackborn. Aeros on the man advantage. Crowley wide, shoots. Rogels stopped it, and he'll hold on. And Rogels makes a nice save there. Why? Because he didn't give up a rebound. Mike Maurice was right there to pounce on it with 4:16 to go in this third period, and the Aeros lead at 5-4.
Well, we talked about Freer getting a goal that would make it 6-4, and it would be a hat trick. He may have the opportunity now as Mark Freer coming out with Vadim Slivchenko, and Slivy is taking the place of Scott Arniel, who always does a nice job on the sideboards and controlling things. So we've got Freer, Tippett, and Slivy. And the defenseman right now will change. They'll get the left stick of Oleg Shargorodsky on the right side and the right stick of Crowley on the left.
Face off to the left of Rogels. Freer trying to win the draw, but it's won by Indianapolis. Ice turn. Buchanan skates to the right side. He'll carry it up at center and shoot it at center. Knocked down by Crowley. Ted Crowley in his own zone. He'll hit the brakes now. Start up ice. Crowley rolled a pass to the right side for Freer. Hits the line with Tippett and Slivchenko. Here is Tippett now on the right side. He's bumped by Belanger. He'll clear it, and it's out at center. Back it goes. After it, Crowley, and Prokopek was there to wreak a little havoc. Now Slivchenko. He lost the puck. Prokopek turns short-handed. He'll cut in, but Crowley's there to ride it away. Then, Slivchenko got away with one, as there could have been a penalty on Slivchenko, but play going on. Here's Vadim now to Shargorodsky, right in! Rogels, a left pad save, and he'll hold on. Oleg Shargorodsky charging down that left side, drilled a big drive, but it was blocked by Rogels, and there's only 36 seconds remaining in the Aero power play with 3.5 to go in the hockey game. 5-4 Houston.
Slivchenko, who gets away with one very easily there, does a nice job there getting the pass on the stick of his countryman Oleg Shargorodsky, and Oleg just lets the blast go, but both legs covered up as he goes down in the butterfly. Classic butterfly as he drops down. Rogels, the kid from St. Louis, does. Shargorodsky has taken about 7 or 8 shots this game, and all but one have been right on target.
Harkins, Yeo, Townshend with Grant and Valamont. Drop of the puck. Aeros have it. Grant lets the shot go deflected right on Rogels. Save, rebound! Rogels will be down and covering up as Townshend was in there trying to redirect that rebound, but he'll cover up and hold on with 3:28 to go here in the third, and the Aeros leading at 5-4.
One problem with Rogels, the scouting report says he's weak on rebounds, but he's done a good job there, outmanned and covering up the puck.
He's done a great job tonight. Just come in and settled his team down. It's 5-4. Don't forget the Aeros had a 5-1 lead in this hockey game. Harkins with Yeo and Townshend, Grant, Valamont. Klimovich to take the draw against Harkins. Harkins spun it down low. Townshend with his big reach almost was able to tap one in there to Rogels, but Rogels taking no chance. He'll cover up. Chris Rogels has been splendid tonight.
Both starting goaltenders sitting on the bench. Dobson, who had a 5-1 lead, pulled after he gave up the 4th goal. Troy Gamble came in, and Bonvie had all sorts of problems when it was 5-1, and Rogels came in relief.
Face off to the right of Chris Rogels. Harkins against Dubinsky. Drop of the pockets, won by the Aeros. Grant lets the shot go, deflected right on. Townshend got the stick on it. Now again, Grant on the power play, lets it go. It was deflected. Belanger after it. Townshend pops him along the boards. Now here's a chance. Yo, shooting! And he ripped the wrist shot wide of the net. 10 remaining on the power play. Valamont down for Harkins. Popped into the boards by Dropa. There's skate to skate in the corner. Townshend trying to muscle as the power play. Now over. Teams at 5 aside. Is back out is Tom Tilley. And the puck for Harkins. And what are we waiting for here? It's still trying to move it. The referee, Scott Anson, says play it from in there. I thought they were just standing around. And we never had a whistle. Belanger, left side. Cleared it out at center. Harkins tipped it back though. And now Valamont with 2:40 left. Valamont left side, shoots it into the Indianapolis zone, out of the net. Rogel slowed it. Wilkie comes out of the play it now, and from left to right he'll come. Wilkie pass to Klimovich, moves it up and out of the zone barely. Klimovich right side, brings it into the Aeros zone. Left side it goes. After it, Jake's far corner, popped it up the boards, and now Chitteroni after the races, across the line, trying to get around Nyveen Dropa. And he gives to Hackborn, cutting in, a centering pass, and Rogels cuts it down, and he will cover up and hold on. With 2:15 to go in the 3rd period, and a 5-4 Houston Aero lead.
The comfort level of playing with people that you know on the line. That was the situation there. Is Chitteroni doing an excellent job dropping the pass there for Len Hackborn. Didn't result in a goal, but it does give the Aeros a face-off deep in the territory of the Indianapolis ice.
Hackborn, Maurice Chitteroni again. Robinson and Jenks on the line. Face-offs have killed the Aeros tonight. But they lead at 5-4. That's what matters. Not the shots on goal, not the face-offs, not the turnovers. Although those are all important factors to getting a good score. Aeros lead at 5-4. Puck in Indianapolis territory. Back is Tom Tilley behind the net. Bring it up to the right side. Tilley still with the puck. Weaves it up and out of his zone, but it was swept away by Hackborn. Nice play there. Ice are back. Here's Bob Wilkie on defense now. Wilkie weaving up and out of his zone for Sergei Klimovich. Klimovich through the neutral zone, shoot it into Aero territory. Gamble out of the net to slow. Now back is Carl Valamont, or make it Jake, excuse me, it looked like 6, it was 3. And now a pass, checked up. Now, and taking a chance was Rogels to come out. Chitteroni was speeding in after it. Now Klimovich turns it around, sends the pass for Pomactor. Came back, Klimovich right in, shooting. Blocker saved by Gamble. Rebound, into the corner it goes. Wilkie's got it, base in the left circle, centered, score! And Indianapolis has overcome a 5-1 deficit to tie this hockey game.
An excellent job by Wilkie as a disgusted Terry Ruskowski walks off the dasher. We talked about focus. That focus has to last for an entire period, and that was not the case as they worked hard. You had 2 guys in black jerseys from Indianapolis against the Aeros in your own zone. You're playing at home. You got to take the aggressive. You got to do the job in the corner. Hack does a nice job in the corner, but all of a sudden, Wilkie comes out, just threads the needle with the pass, and Klimchek scores his 2nd goal of the game.
Sergei Klimovich gets goal number 15 on the year, and now it is a 5-5 hockey game. It is Fort Wayne all over again. Wednesday night, the Aeros overcame a 5-2 deficit. For Indianapolis, they've overcome a 5-1 deficit, and there's still time remaining. Here comes Dubinsky across the line. That's blocked, and finally play is whistled down. 1:10 to go in the 3rd. We're tied at 5, and right now, if you're the Aeros, you want to get to the shootout. You were hoping that it wouldn't have to happen. Now you're trying to just hold on.
You're thinking it's 5-1. You have an easy skate tomorrow. Hop on the plane, fly to Minnesota for the Sunday game. Wrong. Now you find yourself a minute and 10 seconds away from a shootout.
Freer with Tippett and Malgunas. Defensively, Crowley and Valamont.
Adam, they announced the goal to Wilkie.
Off the face-off now. Might have gone off an Aero stick. Here's Valamont. Over to Crowley. Kicked it out at center for Kevin Malgunas. He'll pop it into Indianapolis territory with a minute to go. Now it's picked up by Ivan Dropa, and he'll turn in his own zone. And he's got Prokopek now. Prokopek tied up by Valamont, who fell. Here come the ice. Prokopek, backhander. Stick save made by Gamble. Now Dubinsky chipped it behind the Aero cage. Crowley hustles after it. Banked it off the boards, cleared to the line, and out at center it goes. 40 seconds to go, tied at 5. Here is Jeff Buchanan, pass at center. Ooh, that almost was a two-line pass. Now the Aeros turn. Here's Townshend who cropped the ice and a line change to drive. Rogels, the save. Has Townshend let that shot go, but I'm not so sure. Crowley, the ice were in a line change, but Crowley a little late getting that pass to Graeme Townshend, but still got it to him, and Townshend let loose with a good shot.
Okay, you got 29.3 seconds left. You saw what happened on the third goal when Tilly got it by virtue of a face-off. As we take a look at Graeme Townshend with that big howitzer. Saved by Ruggles, who has got, what, 20 saves now since coming in relief. As I said, 29.3 seconds left. You got to win the face-off. The Aeros have been losing them all night long. That was a trend Adam that developed even when they were up by a score of 5-1. The job of the face-offs, you would think at this point in time of the year, you'd have down pat, but it has been one of those nights where the Aeros have not been able to win the draw. They've got to do it here and get that quick shot and hope for a rebound.
Well, I've got to admit, this is my first look at Klimovich and Dubinsky, but they have owned the face-off circle. Face-off now to the left of Chris Rogels. Drop of the puck, and it's won by Indianapolis. Turn to the near side with 25 to go in the hockey game in regulation. Now Townshend comes firing in there, but the Ice shoot it back. Here's Carl Valamont, center ice. Valamont chipped it up the near side. Now in there it's Harkins. Harkins along the left wing will blast it right in, and a glove save made by Rogels. 10 seconds left, and it looks like we're going to the shootout, folks. Bob Wilkie in his own end. He'll wait, and the Indianapolis Ice are going to take a 5-1 deficit and turn it into a 5-5 tie, and we're going to the shootout. And when we return, we'll bring you that shootout right after this. With Barry Warner, Adam Gordon with you, and well, the only difference between this game and the one against Fort Wayne is the Aeros won the Fort Wayne game, and that game never went to a shootout. This one is going to, so we're going to see a similar score here, 6-5. The Aeros had complete control of this hockey game until the start of the second period, and it just goes to what has been preached from Terry Wiskowski. You cannot play only one period. You have to do 3 of them. For those of you watching on Paramount 20, you can see the rules for the shootout. You'll have 5 players pre-selected, and each will attempt to score using the penalty shot format. If there's not a winner, then you'll go to sudden death. Goaltenders can be replaced once a round begins, and the loser, so the Aeros are going to get a point, at least, as are the Ice. The question is, who wants that extra point? And right now, the Aeros want it bad, and they need it.
What you'll see Troy Gamble do, try to cheat and come out further to play the angle. That's a strategy that Troy has used in concert with Rob Dobson, as to try to come out and stop the angle and don't let that guy make the extra move.
So Troy Gamble will come in, and the fate of the Houston Aeros rests on his shoulders and 5 of his teammates. But the same can be said for his counterpart, Chris Rogels, taking his place in the pipes for the Indianapolis Ice. Shooting first, Bogdan Savenko. He will take his first crack at it. Indianapolis shoots first in the shootout. Road team always. Here we go. Here comes Bogdan Savenko. Picks the puck up and brings it across the line. Right in on Troy Gamble. He waits, shoots, Gamble! The foul check, get it out of here. And after one shooter from Indianapolis, they've got nothing, in the Aeros getting their first crack with Mark Freer. 2 goals in the hockey game. But those both came against Joe Bonvie. Here is Freer. Right in on Rogels. Comes out to cut down the angle. Freer shooting, scoring! Mark Freer. Someone threw a hat on the ice, but it's not a hat trick. They threw a hat out, but it's not a hat trick for Freer. Figure it out. So after the first round, the Aeros lead at 1-0, and the hat's littering the ice. Gee, someone just threw a brand new Aeros hat out. You can't be doing that. Somebody pick that up and bring it to me. I don't have an Aeros hat yet.
For the safety of the players and fans around you, please refrain from throwing objects.
And they threw it into the ice bench, and the assistant coach there looks and says, I'm keeping this thing. All right, here's Hugo Belanger with a goal and an assist in the hockey game. He'll go in on Gamble now. Belanger, right in on goal. Wait, shoots, Gamble! A right pad save! And the puck goes wide. And now the Aeros will get their second crack at it. And it'll be Mike Maurice. 2 goals Wednesday night against Fort Wayne. A goal and an assist tonight against the ice. Puck at center ice. Here is Maurice bringing it up ice on Rogels. Ready to go. Wait, shoots. Oh, wow, what a save by Rogels. I thought he tucked it behind him like a kid going to bed for the night, but no, it went wide. And after 2 rounds, we are 1-0 in favor of the Aeros. Now, Craig Fisher, who's played, what, 1 shift tonight? He'll come out, leading scorer for Indianapolis. He'll bring it across the Aero line. He'll cut in on goal. He will wait, he will shoot, he will score! Craig Fisher. And we're tied at 1. And the Aeros getting their 3rd crack. And here is Vadim Slivchenko. Does he have a crafty little move in the transom of his mind? Let's see. Here comes Slivchenko across the Indianapolis line. He'll move in, he'll wait, he'll shoot, and a great right pad save by Rogels. And we're tied at 1 after 3.
3 shots, each team has 1 goal.
Now, here's Andy McIntyre on Troy Gamble. McIntyre against Troy Gamble. McIntyre across the line. He'll move in on Gamble. He'll wait, shoot, score! Andy McIntyre. 2-1 Indianapolis. And the Aeros with their 4th shooter. And it'll be Todd Harkins. Oh, the pressure now falling upon Todd Harkins. We're tied at 5 in the shootout. Aeros trail 2-1, but their 4th shooter now. Harkins skating hard across the line. He'll move in on goal. Shoot! Rogel stopped it. And it comes down to this. Indianapolis can win it right here. Mike Pommichter with a goal here can win it for the Indianapolis Ice.
The Aeros 1. Shooting for Indianapolis 15.
Mike Pommichter can win the hockey game. Troy Gamble can try and help out. The Aeros trailing 2-1 in the shootout. Pommichter right in. He will wait, shoot, Gamble! Stopped it! And now the Aeros can tie, but they have to score here. It comes down to Dave Tippett. Tippett scores, we go to extra shooters. Tippett stopped, and the Aeros come away with a point. Here comes Tippett now. He's got the chance. Bears down on the puck. Wait, shoots, scores! Dave Tippett! And he ties the shootout at 2. And we go to extra shooters. Bob Wilkie now. Oh, man. My heart can't take this. Wilkie on Gamble. Here comes Wilkie for the Indianapolis Ice. Wilkie in on goal. Shoots, scores! Bob Wilkie. And so now it comes down to Mario Chitteroni. Chitteroni's got to make it or the game is over. Here comes Chitteroni. He'll move in on Rogels. Chitteroni with a puck cutting in. He'll wait, he'll shoot, and he missed the net, and the Indianapolis Ice have come back from a 5-1 deficit, and they have robbed the Aeros of 2 points, and they defeat them by a score of 6-5.
A dramatic game for Sutter's Indianapolis Ice. You've got to give credit where credit was due to a team that was hungry, and a team like the Aeros the other night that would not quit. Quite frankly, Indianapolis looked like they wanted it more when they came out in the 2nd period of play, and their tenacity, especially in the corners, pays off with a win.
I guarantee you the 1 point means absolutely nothing to the boys. Yeah, they got a point, but boy, this is not going to sit well with them.
That is going to be a very quiet locker room and a very long, quiet plane ride to Minneapolis tomorrow afternoon.
All right, well, the Aeros and the Ice, they go 5-5 in regulation, but the Ice win it in the shootout 6-5. We'll have more after this. Welcome back to the Summit, everybody. Adam Gordon along with Barry Warner, a 6-5 final in a shootout. And I'll tell you what, this is, you know, the Aeros take, it seems like a giant step forward, but this one is almost like 2 steps back. Let's take a look at the Southwest Airlines Just Plain Smart play of the game. And it was the game winner in the shootout, Bob Wilkie. He got the game tying goal in the 3rd period, and he gets the game winning goal in the shootout right over Troy Gamble, and the Indianapolis Ice go on to win it tonight by a score of 6-5 in a shootout. And Barry, like we said, 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
2 giant steps backwards, because this was an opportunity to really show some muscle after the dramatic win from the other night. The Aeros failed to do it. The telltale, the first couple of minutes of period number 2, the Aeros just were lackluster. They couldn't get that focus back. And when they had the power play opportunities in the third period, didn't do it.
And they had a chance to maybe make some ground. Kansas City was losing to Kalamazoo 4-1 last we heard in the third period. If they go on to lose that, the Aeros would have had third place to themselves. They do get a point, so they could still get third place if Kansas City goes on to lose.
Would have, could have, should have. It would have been a heck of a lot easier with that 5-1 lead. At times, Adam, I thought we were going to have an 8 or 9 or 2 blowout. It was not meant to be.
Let's take a look at the scoring summary brought to you by Columbia HCA Healthcare Corporation. The only goal of that third period, Tom Tilley, his third goal of the year from Bogdan Savenko at 7:23, made it 5-4. The Ice coming back and then tying it. Bob Wilkie, as we said, who got the game winner in the shootout, gets his second goal of the night in regulation at 18:31. Bogdan Savenko getting the assist. And the Aeros will take a 5-5 tie in the shootout, and then, of course, Wilkie in the shootout ends it to make it 6-5 in favor of the Indianapolis Ice.
Well, it's off to Minneapolis right now, and the best thing that the Aeros can do, forget about this and take out all the animosity, the anger, and the frustration against the Moose on Sunday.
That's a huge game, Barry. You know, that's a huge, huge game, and that all comes up Sunday in the St. Paul Civic Center. The executive producer of Houston Aeros hockey is Paul Bykowski. Tonight's game has been produced and directed by Aaron Silverman. Remote production facilities provided by John Crow Productions. Transmission services provided by the Hughes Television Network. And you can catch our next Aeros telecast Sunday, March 19th at 7 o'clock when the Aeros take on the Denver Grizzlies live from McNichols Arena. Up next on Paramount 20, it's the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. For Barry Warner and all the staff at Paramount 20, this is Adam Gordon saying thanks for watching Houston Aeros hockey.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Houston Aeros and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the Houston Aeros.